Hello, welcome to Cyberpunk Dark Skies 2077. This is a pickup game one of the pickup season, which we typically do Cyberpunk during the winter months. Holidays fuck things up, and I like cursing and wearing sunglasses. So, we've discussed in our prelude that Cam, our resident media, played by Zach, is at Yaiba Tower in Kabuki, um, in Night City, and they have discussed a matter of interest to their goals regarding the show Hogwatch and also Regina's goals of cyber psychosis studies and also assisting people who have cyber psychosis. Cam has made some phone calls based on the fact that you are here and on the screen. We are not going to role play through the bits of you having a phone call with Cam or Regina. The rub is that for whatever reason you're here. So in your head, just do what you need to do to make that true. Totally fine.
Hmm.
And whatever you say as to how you got here is canon. The point is you'll end up and start off at Yaiba Tower, floor 13, in Regina's office area. It's not so much just an office, though. It has a lot of different accoutrements that would be considered very squatter esque. These are definitely things that Riff is very familiar with, that Carl is very familiar with. Cam is definitely familiar with this place. The space is uh, technically an office, but there are mattresses on the ground. There are cots here and there. There are old food containers kind of splashed out throughout. There are a number of desks with, you know, computers and the like present. But the space as a whole is just a hodgepodge of people live here and people work here. You meet up with Regina. Regina is a 5'6", 5'7", tall woman. Someone's got audio going.
Sorry.
Also, I think for some reason Chody's is live. I don't know what that's about. Okay, so anyways, back to it. Regina's a 5'5" ish.
I'm live.
Well, it's showing. There it goes. You just spoke in your. It had a ring around your name.
I
Like,
haven't pushed to talk.
oh, you were pushing it the whole time or something. I don't know.
No, my hands were up, buddy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Back to it. She has an eye patch. She has kind of street gear, but is wearing black armor, like heavier than light armor jack armor. And when you came up the elevator and entered into the space, the first thing that you were met by was two Militech turrets with heavy machine guns, kind of pointed at you, registering you, and then lifting up like they are understanding that you are supposed to be here. When you get to meet with Regina, you're all standing in the same room. There is a desk nearby. She's not seated at it, she's standing near the window. And she says, "Thank you, folks, for coming in. We have a situation. Um, I have a ping nearby. Me and my guys could go check it out, but I feel like it's going to be a situation where if it's nothing, it's nothing. But if it's something, it's going to be something. I'd like you to go check it out. It's going to be 500 eddies for the job, um, compounding interest on the task, um, meaning that I don't know how far this rabbit hole goes. And if it goes deeper than I think it is, I will adjust the cost to suit your purposes. We will renegotiate as the job itself changes. But first things first, we've got a signal that is just north of here. It's in between the shantytown on the waterfront and the highway. Um, you make your way over there. It's about a 20-minute walk from here. If you want to leave your vehicle here and head over, um, just check out if the signal is hot and see if you can't get trace on it. I specifically requested a tech and looks over to Bucket, assuming that's you based on the look of your whole face. And she says, "You brought a tech scanner, I hope, right?"
Oh yeah, always on me, and I would pop it out of my arm.
She gives you a thumbs up and says, perfect. Once you get to the signal, scan it, see where it leads. If it goes somewhere else, great. If it's really the dead signal, then that's kind of what I'm expecting it to be. Then we've got a runner on our hands, and that's kind of a shit show to deal with. But main thing is I don't want you to ask too many questions regarding what you're chasing. I do want you to know that cyber psychos might be involved in this process. So if you are not interested in dealing with a cyber psycho, there's the door. However, like I said, it's 500 just to go check out the signal. If there's nothing, you still get paid. If there's something, you will get paid a lot more to compensate you for your trouble. Understood? Everybody good?
Yeah.
We're all green?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess I got some questions for other people. Huh. So who's the client? Like, who are we? I'm sorry, who's paying us?
I'm Regina Jones, and I'm the client. I'm
Right.
also the fixer.
Yeah, she works for Militech.
No.
Oh,
Carl giggles, kind of
No.
shakes
So
his head.
you've met Regina before. Regina is
Yeah.
a individual fixer. She does not fuck around with corporate ties. However, she does have connections with two specific entities and a third one kind of, but these are ties that are very separable. She has a tie with N54 because Cam works for her
right.
on the reg, and she used to be a media with a rival company that she fucked over when she dipped out because they had some bad practices, and what she's seen of N54 she likes more. So there's always this kind of discussion between like the higher ups from Cam's side and her, like, you want to come back and do some investigative journalism? She's like, I'm busy with my own jobs. I'm trying to handle the cyber psycho shit. And then on the other side of it, obviously the other portion of the Hogwatch group, she's affiliated with the NCPD. She did work for them for a time as well, she houses Gino here. Gino's not present, and you would
I
notice.
got you. Yeah, I was just trying to. I think it's been a while since her name came up.
No worries.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm totally okay with, like, if you have any other questions like that, I'm totally okay.
yeah.
Refreshing.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Mooney just wanted to make sure he knew who he was working for.
Yeah, no
Especially considering Bucket's on the job, he's like as soon as he walks in the room and they like lock eyes, there's like a palpable tension in the air.
That's a point of interest. So Riff knew Carl would be here, and Carl knew Riff would be here because Riff gave Carl's number to him, and then Hungry called Carl to bring him on the job from Regina. Basically, Carl doesn't pick up his phone, right? Like, that's not a thing that happens. He's like, I think Riff tried to call me, so he calls Hungry, and Hungry's like, why are you calling? Oh, I see it's a job, and then figures it out, right? So Carl's here basically because Hungry was like, it's okay. It's okay. You can go. Buzzard is here because everybody knows Buzzard in the group, but Bucket is here because Buzzard suggested Bucket when Cam said we need a tech. Mooney does not know Bucket is here until now, and Bucket does not know Mooney is going to be here until now. Obviously, there was a bit of a divide in the last bit, so that's understandable that there's a bit of tension here. However, based on the turrets and just the environment, right? Like, the close quarters environment, I don't think this is the place to settle those differences, if you get my meaning.
No, definitely not. I just Mooney was like not expecting that, and now he's there. He walks in, he like kind of eyeballs Buckets, he kind of looks around and sees who else is there, and he's like, all right, I don't really have a problem with anybody else.
Regina will say, winter months, it's getting dark already. I need you folks to move it. So if you're going to head on over there, she dots the GPS track out on a signal in the room, so it immediately, like, if you just click your phone, you'll see that there's an open signal. You can catch it. The GPS location, you see it on the map. If you are looking at the map and you see that flash ping, you should see like a wanted poster entitled Signal's End, and you are currently in the blue hands that are just north of where Cam's token is located. So you can drive over there, looking at the GPS, Mooney, but you will not be able to get to the location. It is tucked away in walks that are kind of like at different elevations. You'd be able to get within 5 minutes of the location, a 5 minute walk of the location. Your car will basically be out in the field, though. Or
What about a bike?
a motorcycle,
Yeah.
No, I think
staircases.
Well, that's
Yeah,
it. There's
no.
walkways or staircases.
It's a very strange elevation. So it kind of goes up and down in different places. There are actually walkways that go up to like near to where the highway is located. You can see that the highway kind of comes in and then kind of goes out like that, and see how there's like those spaces in between. It's basically just a bunch of multi levels. It's a rat's nest of apartments and shit. So yeah, a vehicle of any kind is going to be very difficult to get in there, unless you have like an AV
I don't think anyone.
or a gyrocopter.
We don't have him anymore, so.
Okay, so Mooney will prefer to drive, even if he's going to have to leave his car. I think having a set of wheels handy will be good in case A, we need to
Okay,
leave in a hurry, or B, in case we need to follow that trail in a
so
hurry.
you're moving out on vehicle. Is anybody going to take a ride with Mooney, or are you also like if you have a vehicle of your own, are you going to take it and park it near to there as well?
I'll
If he's
take
not
my
against
bike.
it, I'll ride. I don't have a vehicle.
And I
How
just
many can you fit, Mooney?
Everybody but Bucket.
and before we move forward, I stated this before the game. I just want to make sure it is very clear. Your choices have consequences, very much so in this game. Okay, so I want you to understand that Grand Theft Auto is a thing that is not just a video game, but it's also a thing that can happen. So I just want to make sure that that is very clear. Okay, so
Okay.
you drive out there. You all together work. Carl, are you driving your bike out or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna drive the bike, but I'm gonna stay behind.
Sure, sure.
I'm gonna let them lead.
Yeah, and you'll park near to where they're at, or
Yep.
And I would use a loaner from the shop because as Mooney said,
so you're
no
driving.
Bucket in the car. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
So I'd be in front of the motorcycle, but keeping gaps.
Okay, so you arrive there, basically a nice little motorcade of vehicles, and park. With the bike, the car's not so much because you're just going to be able to park kind of somewhere. But
Right.
with the bike, you could park off and try and like hide it. Do you want to try and?
No, it would. That's how I do every time. Remember, I
Okay,
pull
yeah.
trash over it, and it looks like a pile of trash.
Yep. Go ahead and just make a
So-
just make a stealth roll for me, and then we'll go ahead and get to moving
Conceal?
into conceal. That's better. Yeah, thank you.
13.
Dope.
With
Okay.
this information, can I make a tech roll to unplug my car? That's something like a motorhead could do.
Yeah.
Is just pull
Absolutely.
a couple things and it wouldn't run.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need
just-
to roll. You don't need to roll anything because you're just you told me what you're doing, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a hard process, and
Yeah.
I agree.
Makes it. If I have to get back in it though, I have to redo the stuff. So that's
It's not going to be a hot start for you, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay. So as you make your way into this nest of just walkways, staircases, and you're checking your GPS tracker and walking around, acting as a group, keeping tight. You do this because you start to realize that you are in gang territory. Tiger Claw's logos everywhere. Tiger Claw's standing on every small little like stoop or staircase, just hanging out, listening to music, living their life. But they are definitely giving you eyes. You are very much deep in Tiger Claw territory. To my knowledge, and also from my referencing, I don't think anyone here has associations with Tiger Claws. The closest we have is Mooney has met a Tiger Claw individual, but Hungry very much ate up all those connections himself, as he is wont to do. You arrive.
No, man, I'm just gonna walk with the swagger of I'm meant to be here and I know what I'm doing.
I run this. There is a kind of nice little bike walk that leads up to the building in question, and it gives you kind of like a nice pipeline down the barrel kind of look from where is the main kind of source of egress and where you've passed like a shit ton of Tiger Claws. I'm going to go ahead and show you this image. It was a video I posted in chat, but I've learned how to put automated
Beautiful.
well,
Ready.
oh, you haven't seen anything yet. And as you make your way over that way, what you'll notice is you'll see those sparking things on the right there. It has gone a bit dark. It's winter, so there's kind of like a dark overcast, light drizzle. You would see that up ahead and to the right, where those sparks are, you see a tiger claw fucking around with what appears to be some sort of power box. From a distance, Bucket, you can tell that the power box isn't just a power box. It looks like there's some large kind of device attached to it with signal antennae. Hold on.
Can I
Let me
see?
continue telling the scene real quick before we
sorry.
get too much information. Because, again, I might answer your question here. Right behind him, and that would be this is the tech, or not Renner, you're not sure which at this time. Right behind him is a Tiger Claw woman in kind of very fine looking suit. She has an assault rifle, and she's kind of hanging kind of near there, and she's definitely like locking her eyes onto you. Like she is aware of your presence. There are two more Tiger Claws over at the end of this pathway. The building in front of you is quite massive for how high you are up. Because again, you kind of ascended up several levels. But it looks like these two Tiger Claws are talking to this individual. He is not wearing a shirt. He's bald headed, and he's missing his jaw entirely. Looks like he has Maelstrom kind of markings on his person, and definitely up cyberware. Like he's got like glowing red eyes and like several of them. Yeah, he just looks. He looks like a Maelstromer. That said, I would like everybody to make a perception roll, and then I will actually field to you to ask your questions. Let me know if anybody got a 23 or higher.
The hell?
Sorry, you said perception?
Yes.
Buzzard.
Awareness.
Woohoo!
Cam, eyes on the field.
It's my job, dude. All I am is eyes.
As you're walking over to this space, you're definitely looking at the situation and are just kind of curious as to what might be present. As I mentioned, light drizzle. You can see from the top there's like smoke billowing out of like the air conditioners, the furnaces, or whatever. And there's just kind of like a smoky nature to the rooftops kind of above you. At the far side of this space, sitting directly above the front door, so basically right about here, you see what looks like the outline of a very large humanoid figure. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you, as I put this onto the thing, that you see it, and it's currently invisible and not moving. But you see a massive mechanical thing seated on the top of the roof that is currently cloaked with thermoptic camouflage. Or chameleon units. If Bucket had seen it, he would be shitting and running and peeing his pants. Nope, fuck no! Absolutely not!
Read what those things can do.
I'm sorry. Who saw that?
That'd be Cam.
Lovely.
The guy really dedicated to this job.
What's more fun about that is also his camera saw it, so it's also on video.
Oh yeah, it's on camera.
Honestly, there's nothing stopping Cam from pulling out his little pad and going, "You see this, right?" Just like showing you the feed from
As he
his
locks on,
like optic feed.
you all stop for a second and look. The man at the terminal, like as you kind of like start talking to one another, kind of yells out something in Japanese. I don't know if any of you are fluent.
Negative.
Nope.
And as he
I got
does so, you would see the other two Tiger Claws who weren't paying attention to you kind of turn and look in your direction. She starts walking towards you, and as she comes out from behind that defensive post, you'll know that her legs are completely mechanical, and they do not end in feet. They end in like thin pointed blades that as they touch the ground, they kind of make a ting, 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 ting. And then she stops and she
we
says,
don't have to worry about those. They're probably dull by now.
She looks over at you and she says, "What the fuck? Who are you? Get out of here!"
Sorry, we don't mean to interrupt this. Whatever you're.
She chambers the first round and kind of like still holds the rifle, so you know she's locked and loaded, ready to go.
You know, I wanted to negotiate, but it doesn't seem like we're gonna have that option, do we? And he pops his fucking shield.
Okay.
Oh no!
Absolutely.
You saw what's
What?
on the roof, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to
know.
run. I mean, like, no
But-
matter what's happening, if we turn and run, they're gonna start shooting. Like,
What
if
I'm
we
going-
shoot now, they're gonna start shooting. She's not giving us an option to talk. She chambered a fucking round, and that told me, like, they're gonna start shooting.
Can Bucket say something?
Pause
real fast
for a
before?
second. Pause for a
Yeah,
second.
all I did was I popped the fucking
Hold on.
shield. I didn't touch a gun. I didn't do anything.
I want to make sure certain things are clear. You held out the thing, okay, and based on positioning, you're not terribly far away from Bucket. I'm using the perception checks that everybody else rolled to see who got a look at the display before shit started to go this way. Bucket, Carl, why'd you roll twice? Oh, conceal reveal. I see. So Bucket, Carl, you're the only two that saw it on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. In the time that you saw it, it is an outline, and it's not registering as well as Cam is seeing it. Cam's googly eyes do not record as well as he sees. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's high.
Yeah.
It's high def. It's like ultra high def, super great. But at the same time, it's not picking up exactly.
Right.
Like,
Part of
all
what
the
helps
details.
is the processing, like, in the chip neural link
Whatever
in
it, yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
Whatever it is not moving and looks like a cloaked box or structure as of the display. You're not seeing the fine details of the arms and shit. It's basically, you've seen it before. It's bulky, right? So
Yeah.
at this point, you're like, maybe that's the beacon. Maybe that's the signal. But you could also be like, maybe that's the boogeyman. Either way works for me.
Okay. We're here in this alley because
Oh, sorry.
this is where the signal ends, correct?
Yeah, while you're negotiating, though, go ahead and roll those initiatives, though.
Bucket's going to turn on his Sandevistan.
Yeah. I will...
Initiative is where's it at?
At the top. Big red button
Got
on
it.
the left.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, I need to do that. I rolled a 10. I don't know why it didn't put me there.
So, John, you said that she walked up to us, so she's right in front of us, right?
Oh, yeah. She's definitely not in a good place to have an assault rifle. Yeah, it's too
I mean,
close.
is she? So she's definitely. I mean, she's not technically on the map right now. You're just saying.
Oh, no, yeah, she is. Are you not seeing it?
It's. Oh, I thought she was like right in front of us.
No.
No, she's like, what is it, 6 meters? 12 meters?
She's close, but she's not
10
like right
meters.
up on you.
Hey, John,
Okay.
my
Yeah.
thing didn't take over there. I'm going to roll again, but if I rolled a 10
Yeah,
plus
we're
the
gonna
3
click it.
from the Sandy,
Yeah.
I'm just going to click it again to see if it takes this time. And it did. I wish I could take that one, but that wouldn't be fair.
You can type your own initiative in, too, to change
What?
it.
You said you rolled
Oh,
a 10?
sweet. Yeah, so I'm going to change it to 13 with the Sandy I started.
Go. Okay, so she chambered the round, and as you kind of throw up the pop-up shield, she lifts up with a weapon, and she will start shooting at Cam. So, yeah. She's going to auto-fire with her Arasaka assault rifle. She is...
Drunk?
absolutely devastated by the fact that the gun jammed. Yeah, I rolled a 1, so yeah, this gun jams on 1.
Excellent.
Yep. Bucket, you are next. She doesn't move. She seems to be very frustrated.
Oh, no, you didn't reset the order.
Yeah, no, whoever got a 17 is next.
Got it. Riff.
Okay, yeah, she shot at us, so I guess I'm gonna shoot at her.
She tried to.
Yeah. Close enough. Okay. I am going to just because we heard about it earlier. I am going to call shot for the head.
Yeah. So it's a minus
Miss,
8 to your roll is what it is. So we're just effectively setting the DV 8 higher.
All right. Oh, nice. 33.
That'll work.
And it was a crit. Let's go.
And you get to roll another d6.
So crits aren't determined by the dice or the attack roll. Crits are determined
Okay.
by the damage roll. But you do get to roll another d6. And then if you roll a 5 for this one, that's a crit because of the Arasaka Kanetsuga that you have attached to the overture. So 18, 19 to the head. And you said you're shooting at her, right?
Yeah.
19 twice is
38.
38.
wow. It's not quite a chat. It's not quite a chatting, but it's very close. She gets hit in the head. It does not penetrate, but it looks like it takes a good chunk out of the side of her forehead, and she kind of drops low, and almost throws the gun to the floor in like a death throw. But she seems to still be standing, but barely. Okay. Then
Lord.
these two will rush up. Oh, sorry, too many meters. They only go 4. Rush up. Now these tiger claws, one of them has a sword, and then the other one looks like he has a shotgun, specifically a Rostovik D8 2 Satara shotgun. He's too far out for that to work, because Zatara, as folks might know, is basically just a bunch of barrels that effectively acts like a shell, so there's no slug option. So he's going to run and try and get closer to you, and the same is true of the guy with the sword. Then this guy here, the net runner, will, as he's working on whatever he's working on, you can see his eyes kind of flare red as he looks over at your group, and it looks like he kind of focuses in on Riff. Riff, you have neural port, right?
Yeah.
Neuralware. Cool. He's going to deploy a quick hack on you,
I also have EMP threading. I don't know if that matters.
which means that the DV is going to be +2. Yep. For him to hit you with it. Okay. So he is trying to deploy a standard quick hack called Overheat. And the DV is 10. And this one rolled behind the screen. Yay. So this one will succeed. You are on fire. You can feel...
It's 10 with the EMP threading?
So it's a 8 normally, 10
Okay.
with a threading, and he rolled an 11, so he just nailed it. So it'll be at the start of your turn, at the end of your turns, each turn, and now, you'll take 4 points of damage directly to your HP. So take 4 hit point damage, and then at the end of each of your turns, you'll do likewise. The damage bypasses armor. It does not ablate armor. If you wish to extinguish the fire, it requires an action, rate of fire 1, that can only be performed during your turn.
Gotcha.
Okay, that is it for the claws. Bucket, you're up.
Alright, activated that same Devastin, so I get 2 actions and 2 move actions, correct?
Yep.
Okay, first I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get right next to this net runner. And I'm going to blast him in the head twice with the Malarian Overture.
Okay. Take a shot.
Actually, I'm not going to call a headshot. I'm going straight for the body. I don't like to miss.
I mean,
So
your
there's
point
the first one.
That probably would have gone in through the head, but yeah.
I'm good doing this just twice.
Okay.
Ooh, that second one missed.
Yeah, and this one has the Malorian Overture also has a
Ricochet, right?
a jam of 1. So
that's fun.
what that means is that during your next turn, you'll need to use an action to clear the problem. Basically, a bullet kind of got stuck and the wheel won't spin, so you need to pull the wheel out, dispense the round, rechamber.
Is that a move or a action?
It'll be an
action?
action. Yeah.
Damn.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
But you get 2 actions next turn because you're Sandy.
Yeah.
Sandy this turn, Sandy next turn for the base Sandy.
And then after I shoot him, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards.
Yep. So those watching of the group, and Mooney, this is definitely like, oh shit, okay, he's upgraded. You watch this bucket kind of like pistol comes out as the fight starts, and then you watch just this blur of buckets kind of just fly across the way. The pistol kind of comes up and presses against the chest. He pulls the trigger once and does some damage to the armor, but not a lot. As I mentioned, this guy does look like he is wearing a bit heavier armor than his Gonk friends. And then
just
fires again. You can hear the sound, and then you can watch as he kind of backs away, kind of looking at the gun as he's about to like relieve it of its breach. Carl, you're up.
I'm gonna run over to this trash and get behind it, or
Okay.
in it, one of the two, and then I'm gonna shoot at the girl that's already hurt.
Power slide into the trash. This
Dude,
is
yeah,
my
he's
home!
gonna dive in the trash, and he's just gonna. Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch up and just 18 at this distance, which is
Damn, everybody's rolling fire.
nailed it. So you hit her in the chest,
Awesome.
solid shot, and you would actually just watch as oh, this is auto fire. So yeah, you watch as like as the
I turned off auto fire.
no, not
auto fire.
Sorry, not auto fire. I'm sorry. This is not the weapon I think
Yeah,
it is.
This
Single
is
shot.
standard.
Single
I can
shot.
auto fire. I just turned it off.
Good call. Single shot, square to the chest. Looks like it goes right through the plates of the armor, and you watch her fall to the ground. Her gun just clacking against the ground as it sounds like it's like a amalgam of carbon, plastics, and some metal. That's an Arasaka rifle. It's actually an Arasaka rifle you're familiar with, because all those motherfuckers who jumped out of the back of that truck were using that rifle. Cam, or sorry, Carl, you moved, you dived, you're good. Cam, you're up. Yeah. You have cover.
It's not important now, but just so I remember it, if Carl was hurt, he would have got 6 HP back from killing her.
Yep. Remember the perks, folks. Outside in TV land, if this is the first time you picked up a Dark Sky session, perks are things that I award for improvement points if they want to spend it on that instead of skills or whatever. And they kind of function like the video game shit. Brush up.
Gonna headshot
Put the barrel right up to his face as he runs up with a shotgun. Okay.
best I can.
Oh shit, that 29 damage was actually 34 damage, Carl. The crit. Oh no, it added the 5. Okay, cool. That's great, they did the math. 18 headshot, DV was 13. So
It's also -2 because of perfect framing.
Oh, perfect. So 11, so plus 8, 19. You need a 20 total.
I'll give him 1 point of luck.
You have a rocker boy on your team, so you can spend after the fact. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. If I give him 1, it counts as 2. So if somebody else wants to give him 1,
I'll give him 1.
All right.
it'd be enough to get it.
Great.
Hit.
Appreciate y'all.
10 damage to the head. It basically, like, the Liberty, like, big old barrel slams against his face, and you kind of, like, shoot. It hits him, but, like, his head was kind of, like, moving as the stroke was coming in. And similar to her, it hits kind of the side of the head, but doesn't kill. He is seriously injured, though. Cam, done. Mooney up.
All right. How did I do this before with the Kerenzikov, using that to like charge and fire in the same turn?
So, Kerenzikovs allow you to once per duration. You can just gain an extra action on your turn. But you don't need to do that anymore because charging your weapon is a move action.
Okay, once per combat, the user can take 1 additional move action during their turn.
Oh, so
okay,
you can move, charge, and shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do that with my medium pistol, the one that has a rate of fire 2.
Cool. And the guy that's got the sword here, he's coming up and has a bit of cover. And as I mentioned, this guy has heavy armor. as you read on the tech weapon, if you charge it up, you're going to have their armor value for the damage. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Instead of
Are
extra
these
damage,
like dumpsters?
they're like metal boxes. They're like almost kind of like it's like refrigerators or laundry machines.
Can I
and
use
shit
them
like
as
that.
cover?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'm gonna move to here. That's 5 squares.
Yep.
As I'm moving, I'm pulling out the pistol and charging it, and then I take position behind the cover. Now, do I have to declare my shots, or can I just do this one at a time?
You can do it one at a time.
Okay. I would like to start by doing a charged headshot at the lady with the sword.
Okay, she's dead. Wait, is that a lady? Yeah, it is. Okay, sorry. Gotcha. That one's fine. I thought I only had the one lady. I have 2 ladies. Let's see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, what? She
sorry.
looks fine to me.
I
not for long.
I miscounted the number of ladies.
Okay, so where are my attacks? Has it really been this long since I played Cyberpunk?
It's on the left side. Scroll down. It's the same part where the weapon's located on the left. Should be an attack.
Yeah.
button.
Okay. So there's weapon.
Yeah, and then
I know what's going.
just find the Kenshin, and then hit attack.
Nope. That's an assault rifle.
There we go. So a 24 to
that's
hit
in
will work, and then as stated, the alternate fire
the
mode,
head.
when you charge it, it remains charged for 60 seconds, 20 rounds, or until it's fired, which has happened.
Holy-
While charged, the next attack is rate of fire 1, so you can only fire it once.
That's crazy. I didn't realize.
But it will go through thin cover,
Oh.
period, and it ignores half of the target's SP. So as mentioned, he has heavier armor than the other guys. They have Kevlar, he has a light armor jack. You are bursting right through that and considering it 6 instead. So your 7 damage will actually get headshot damage in, which means you'll take 2. And that means you have to roll another d6.
Shouldn't I be rolling extra?
Roll a d6.
Yeah. That should be an extra 2d6, right?
No, just 1 for the headshot. Why would you roll an extra 2?
Yeah, but it's also.
Charge no longer gives you extra damage. It just goes through armor really well.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, all right. I guess an extra 1d6 it is. Pow.
12.
An extra 6. So that's 2 6s.
Uh-huh. Okay, so he will take an additional 5 off of that. And then
Okay,
roll
sweet.
a critical injury effect to the head and submit. You blow his ear off. Yep. And yeah, he's barely standing now at this point.
So do I roll more
No.
more damage dice because I
When you crit, it's just an extra 5 damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's all to the head, so
Yeah, and I took it's actually 5 more. He is dead.
yeah, I blew his fucking ear off.
'Cause the critical
And that's like
damage
the only
will be-
attack I have. I don't have.
Yeah, because when you charge up, it changes the rate of fire to 1, and so you blow his head clean off. Like you scoop the left side of his
Oh,
face
okay. I
off,
thought I had.
and
Oh shit.
it's gone. Yeah, because the 5 extra damage would have been
Okay.
doubled because it went to the head, so that was 10. That was enough to kill him.
Okay, hell yeah. Fucking.
That's it for you, right?
So yeah, he does a fucking power slide behind this like washing machine, then pops up and fucking blows the guy's head off.
Perfect.
And
Buzzard,
takes
you're up. It looks like your crew is doing crazy good on the murdering, which is a change of pace for Buzzard, I think. What would Buzzard like to do?
All right. Is there like any penalties if you're to shoot someone that's like next to an ally? Like, can I accidentally hit them or anything like that? Or is it just or is it?
If you're shooting through an ally, yes. If you're shooting near an ally, no.
It's like, am I good to like help out Cam or
Yeah,
is he
100p.
Okay. Buzzard's not really. He's not here to really, shoot, but he's got SMG. He'll try.
So, Carl, as
Sure.
you kind of like take position in your little like junk area, someone actually willingly runs into the trash with you, drops down, pulls out an SMG, right, Buzzard? And
Yep.
he's just an old German guy. And
The old guys are in the trash. They know what's up.
This is the best place to hide. No
Yeah,
one-
Sprocken the Deutsch and all that, right? He looks like he's very clumsy with this gun. Like, it's not his thing, but he
Yeah.
pulls the trigger and let's see what happens.
That old chestnut. Okay, so you're firing auto fire. That
Hell
will.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I believe that works. Yeah.
Mostly
Go-
because he doesn't know how to turn it off.
9 damage, and that is auto fire 6 on the pulsar. So then you defeated the DV. Let's double check the DV value. 10 meters. You needed 17, so you've defeated it by 6, which means you're going to do 9 times 6. So, have you ever seen the movie RoboCop?
Probably a long time ago.
Ed 209 absolutely obliterates this dude on a table. That's literally what just happened here. Okay. The last guy doesn't get a turn because it's Rift's turn. Go that
I'm gonna put myself out of fire.
Okay, that's an action.
Yeah.
You are no longer on fire.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
And then, do you want to get to cover? Like, hide behind this? I mean, he's got a sword. It's not like he's gonna...
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident that if anybody, he's gonna run to my teammates first. So Rift's gonna put himself out and then just kind of be standing here like, okay, they're in the trash. He's behind there. I think I'm good.
Okay. The guy with the sword is going to rush up on the closest person, which is going to be Cam, and I need you to make an evasion roll, Cam. Okay, so he misses with his first attack, and then go ahead and roll a second one, sorry. 9 times 6, Chad.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so he dodges both of them. So you actually watch this Tiger Claw rush forward and do like a spiraling attack upwards, and Cam kind of like leans back, and then as the next attack comes in, Cam kind of jumps back with like a almost boxer stance with the shield, kind of like holding it up. And
Cam knows judo.
Yeah,
so
sorry,
it's
judo
a judo stance.
Sorry, apologies. So yeah, locks in judo, just jumps back and is like very defensive dodging. Fuck it. You have 2 actions, 2 move actions.
Yeah, one has to be unjamming the gun.
Yep. Click. You got 3 or you got 4 rounds left in.
Okay. He's the only guy left except for Boogeyman. I'm gonna move my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. I'm gonna yell at Cam and say, "Where's that thing on the roof?" And can I use that for my action, like the last action I have, because I want to know if he could look on the roof to see if that thing is still there.
Yeah, you can just use your action to spot it out if you want to. Since
yeah, that's what I want to do, because
sure,
if it's what he thinks it is, that's terrifying.
I would say that you'd be able to lock in on its position, and you kind of get the idea that it is some sort of mechanized suit that is currently camouflaged. You would actually be smart enough as a tech to understand that the camouflage technology that's going on here is not very common. Militech has it. Arasaka has it. You think that Kang Tao might have it, but based on what it looks like and the size of it, it very much has the same kind of characteristics as the Striga.
Yeah. I would look at Mooney and say, "Run." And that's when Bucket would now be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, way the hell back here.
Okay. Carl, nobody rang a bell for you. There's still a guy.
Yeah,
Mooney. There's still 2 guys, right? The guy without the jaw.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the guy without the jaw has not been fighting. He's just been standing back there. He has not done anything.
Hasn't moved?
Yeah. No, basically, keep in mind, these rounds are 3 seconds. So the first round was kill the lady and shoot the other guy. The next 3 seconds were that other guy's dead also. He's standing there like, what the fuck, kind of looking like he's slowly coming to the realization that there's a firefight in front of him. This is very quick.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to shoot that guy.
Okay. The guy that's fighting Cam?
Yes, to finish off the group.
Do you wish to move before you do?
I'll move up.
You kind of tumble through the bags and kind of jump to the other side, reach around the refrigerator, and then
get behind this.
you can fire. You can fire from that first position because you can pop out. It's fine. So
Okay.
yeah, you tag him, but as you kind of pull the trigger to do so, you hear the jam. You realize that you kind of came here in a rush. You forgot to grease your gun. You know exactly why it's doing what it's doing, and annoyedly kind of look to it, and you realize you, in the next turn, will have to use your action to dump the rounds. Cam.
Damn. You attacked me a bunch and I dodged them all, so that means I can counter throw?
So yeah, that's correct. So you will succeed. So on the DV15, you use your throw action on one target in melee range whose melee attack you dodge to satisfy this move. You can place him adjacent to you wherever you want, but yeah, basically he'll be thrown to the ground and will take the damage.
I'm flipping him right over top of me.
And because it is martial arts damage, it will get rid of half of his armor, which was a 4.
Yep.
So 2, and then that means he'll take 10. Oh. So the first sword goes. The second sword, you kind of like let it skim across the edge of the shield, and then like your gun's in the holster. You're grabbing his wrist and throwing him over your head, like using his momentum to do so.
Oh yeah, and I like basically drop him behind me and then reset the bulletproof shield up between me and the guy with no jaw.
Okay. Mooney.
Strong silent type. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I guess since they're nice enough to come all this way and they're like right there. So
Put him right in front of you, bud.
Gun, yeah, without charging up my gun, so I can get the rate of fire 2.
Bam, bam.
Yeah, bam, bam, right in the dome.
Yeah. Going for the headshot, and you have a bonus because you're shooting him while he's prone. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And then the second.
Do you
one,
even want me to roll the other one?
I do need you to. Yeah, you only did 10 damage, so roll 2 extra d6. I think you might get him with your d6 rolls unless you roll really, really bad. You didn't, so you got him. Yeah, so he had 35 health after the toss. This guy was more melee oriented, so when you did the 20 and then the 5, that would have put you at 30. If you'd rolled 2 ones, you would have done exactly 34 damage, and I would have laughed in your face. I'm so sorry. But you didn't. And you bam, bam, 2 shots straight down, and you watch his head kind of just blast across the ground. Buzzard, you're the last one on this initiative docket. Sorry, I just want to finish the counts.
You're fine.
Go ahead, Buzzard.
I just like the whole scene played out in my head, and it's cinematic as fuck.
Very glorious. Buzzard.
Just lower my SMG. This looks like
you're not engaging.
I'm.
Guy.
Yeah, I'm not. No, he seems fine because he's got Maelstrom tats. Like we don't know if he was being held here against his will or if he was parlaying. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I also don't know about the boogeyman, so I'm chill.
As you're looking at him, what you will notice, and I'll go ahead and clear the music here. His eyes are glowing as if he's on a holo call, and as you kind of step down and kind of put your weapon down, you watch as he moves towards the door and it slams open. It's like an old iron door, or like metal kind of door, and he busts through the door here and enters into this space and vanishes from sight. For you folks, in the aftermath, you do note that's up there, but as you sit there for like the next 30 seconds to a minute, nothing happens with it.
No, Mooney would probably not be waiting that long.
Nothing's happening with it for Cam.
That's...
You're just waiting there. You see that Mooney and Bucket are kind of moving away from it, and heading back down the walking path.
I would get buzzard. Like I wouldn't want my doc just walking near that thing.
No, Mooney would be actually trying to catch up to Bucket.
Okay.
Because Mooney still hasn't seen anything.
I imagine Cam is like sitting back against this like barrier, like catching his breath because he just tossed a man over him. Like
you would also be kind of looking over at like what the Netrunner was doing, and you would see that the box that's kind of planted on the wall there, you would note that it has markings on it. It looks like it is a piece of tech that was made by a company called Constellation Enterprises, which is a very old company, which you are pretty sure went under like back in time of the Red. Um, but again, it's just a name that you kind of know but don't really. And you would see that it still has the signal pulsing. It's got the green light, so that even though it's been detached from the wall and that Netrunner was doing something with it, whatever it is doing, it is doing. And this is the exact GPS coordinates. Like that guy, the dead Netrunner, are the exact GPS coordinates that were given to you by Regina.
So, edge runners, job done. There is stuff going on.
Let's go get our 500. Call it a day.
Right?
That could be a way of doing it. That is definitely an end.
I gotta scan that
Do we
thing,
have
don't I?
yeah, that's we got the tech guy with the scan tech thing. Can we have the tech guy scan the tech thing?
Cam's waving back over, and like, Cam, Bucket's grabbing Buzzard, who's just sitting there with his submachine gun. He's like, we gotta go. And Buzzard's like, huh?
But why?
He's like, no, we
I
need
still
you to
don't know what's
scan the
happening.
thing.
I would, if asked, I would scan the thing, but I would very much tell the group that like a legitimate boogeyman is sitting on that building. He hasn't done anything, they haven't done anything, and they're not threatening anyone. But there is something that easily kills us all like 30 feet from us. Well, kills most of us. I probably get away.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna
like,
have to elaborate. Mooney
A third
looks
of the
confused.
buildings we walk by have one of those in the lobby.
Not like this.
If I shift to infrared, can I like see what he's talking about?
Oh yeah. So you would see that there seems to be something that is blocking your infrared. At first, there seems to be something there, and then it immediately cloaks itself. Like it's almost like a reactive camouflage. And
Jesus.
you kind of look at it and realize, oh, like the split second you saw of it, you understand that it is military tech, not Militech tech. I mean, this is shit that they used like in the Unification War. This is shit they used back in the time of the Red or even earlier that like were used on the battlefields to slaughter thousands. So,
Was there any like? Did I notice any actually like fleshy bits, or is it like full bore?
oh no, you didn't see any metal or anything other than the cloak. Like it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't even see the outline. Like it's when the smoke passes through. When you kind of switch off of infra though, you will see the outline of it because the smoke is kind of just billowing over it, and it's kind of like the Predator, right? It's like the camouflage is not perfect, and it's being distorted because of the environmental effect.
Again, if asked, Bucket will make his way over to that box, but I need guns ready.
As you kind of like plug to it and kind of like, get the tech scanner ready to like start processing, you very much come to a quick determination that this isn't going to be a situation where you're going to be able to do this quickly. This is a timed job. And as you kind of move the box, you notice that it is tethered to the wall. You can unplug it, whatever the signal is will stop, but it will no longer be able to be turned off by other people, which means that you can go plug it in somewhere else and figure out what it do. Or if you have your tech tools, you can just put a battery into it and basically have it still running, and it'll be mobile. So
I would turn to Cam and ask him what he wanted to do. He runs this operation today, so
do you want?
What's your thought process, Cam? Take it here, or do you want to take it in the cars, go back to like my shop or something, or a safe spot, neutral ground, or right here? I'm game for whatever. I just need guns ready for me.
I say we take it right here.
Okay, he's the boss on this one.
So everybody's sitting and waiting there, and as you're starting to like plug and kind of figure out where this tech scanner is actually receiving a signal, because it's basically just a repeater, right? It's receiving the signal and it is bouncing the signal so it looks like it's coming from here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of familiar with how that works, kind of with your backlog of jobs here. And what you're realizing is that as you're plugging it and playing it, it seems to be denoting a location that is a good ways away from here. but you aren't able to signal in on it yet. You keep going and you're waiting, just like you were told to. And everyone else will note that from the way that you came, you can hear and start to see a very large throng of tiger claws making their way up the hill.
I'm
Maybe
sorry, is
we
that
should
like
make
more-
our way down like the other streets this way, huh? And starts like trying to get Bucket.
I'm sorry, is that
attention.
same that's in the same direction as our
Cars.
vehicles?
Yeah. So
Fuck.
what I will say here is you just made a very interesting assessment. Very good catch, Zach. There are 3 directions that you are allowed to go. And knowing where you're at, I'm going to explain those directions. You can see the paths. North,
Yep.
south, west. I'll move over to it so that people on the stream can see it as well. You can go through the door, into the building, and through the building to the other side of it. Knowing the GPS locations and understanding right where you are, if you were to do that, the best route that you would want to go to get away from whatever is going to happen here is head towards Trauma Team Med Center. Because then you can just get onto the end cart and just disappear. Best way to do it. If you head north, you start to head towards industrial, but the better place to go would be Kabuki Market. Kabuki Market is a very busy place, and there's no fucking way anybody would go there knowing how many cops are also present. It would be a bloodbath all around, and again, not one that they would be guaranteed to win. Especially if they called in SWAT. And then lastly, you can head effectively to the east, because again, the map it's kind of shot, but you'd be kind of coming around the bend, so to speak, and heading west instead of south where your path that you came from is going. And that being said, that would lead you to the shanty town that I mentioned that's on the waterfront, where you could blend in easily and try and find an access ladder that gets you up onto the highway or up onto, like, higher ground. So with that being said, everybody can start to process where they're going. However, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you exactly 1 minute in a second. And once that minute is up, I'm going to stop everyone from talking and I'm going to ask you where you go, and you're going to DM me that response. And no one's going to go the same direction, or everyone's going to go the same direction based on what you were talking. Minute starts now.
Can I contact
No, don't ask me questions. You're in character. Talk.
Kabuki Market. We need to go to Kabuki Market. It'll be easier to get away, and we'll have.
That's the way I was pointing up north.
I agree.
Fantastic.
Like
I'd look over at
find a
Buzzard.
crowd to kind of melt into.
Yeah. If this thing is repeating far away, fuck that guy with no jaw. Let's go.
I agree.
Okay.
Let's go.
Market.
So-
I'm not a streetwise type, so if these guys are saying Kabuki's the best place to go to disappear,
It's just Cam's instinct. He'll like throw his jacket off as they're walking that way and like walk into the market without the hog watch going.
Okay.
I'd
So
conceal
you guys
it.
are starting to head towards the market, right? Quickly.
Yes, all
Okay.
north.
So what you will note is it's not as smooth as you stated as it's going to be. Let me explain. They are coming up the way. They see you start to head in that direction. You can hear angry shouts and them yelling, and this is very much a chase. An entire group of gangers are moving after you very quickly. Now, Chad, you said something calling your family. What you'll note is that you're going to be wasting time talking while you should be running. So if you wish to do that, you can. But in this chase segment, which we are about to enter into, you will be delaying your first round. If you wish to do that, you can. It will not be an instantaneous result. So yeah, it's probably not prudent.
I mean, if that's the situation we're in, then yeah, I'm just going to be hauling ass the Kabuki with everybody else.
It's 100%. You went into a hornet's nest. You shot a bunch of hornets, and this is the response. So you chose to go towards market, okay? And that's everybody together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I will explain to you is this. Because you are together, you are easier to spot, which means the difficulty values for these checks will be increased by 2.
Cam has flashbang grenades.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Knowing that, do you wish to change the way that you are going? And then we'll discuss how flashbang grenades and everything will work during the chase.
Okay.
But
Mooney's got all kinds of grenades. He's got grenades for days.
Sure. Keep in mind, illegal shit will also call NCPD, and then there's a whole new nest of hornets that you have to deal with.
Right. I have a plan. Part of that plan involves
Joe, real quick, I just want to make sure it's clear. There's going to be a series of stages for this bit. You are going to be making checks throughout these stages during the chase. They will require skill checks. If you are all together, it's actually 3. Your difficulty value will be increased by 3 for each skill check because you're running around like a bunch of idiots, like a tourist group.
Screw it. I'm going through the door.
Going through the door. So you're heading west towards Trauma, okay?
Yep.
Does anybody else wish to split off?
I'm going to the shantytown.
You're heading to Shantytown, okay?
Yeah.
I'd look at Cam. I would when we would start, I would immediately toss him the thing and say, "I'll meet up," and just book.
Carl?
I'll also say we'll meet up at the market, but I'm not going to stay in a group. I'm gonna try to evade on my own.
So you got Shantytown. Again,
Okay,
the pathways are
I'll
very
say
kind
Mooney with me, Buzzard with Bucket, and then we split that way.
Sounds
and then
good.
Carl goes with Riff, yeah?
Carl and Riff can do whatever
Well-
the fuck Carl and Riff want to do. I feel like Riff started running, and Carl's like, I'm gonna go on my own. If Carl chases after Riff, that's up to them.
Well,
but
I just
like,
want to make sure Chody understands. Like, he definitely wants to go lone wolf, but the thing is, there are only 3 choices. You're literally bottlenecked into 3 paths.
I get it. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I didn't know if my evasion skill would come into play at all.
It may come into play. It just depends on what we're rolling here. So what I'm saying is you are running away quickly, and they are right on your heels. Okay?
Yeah, I'm
You're not
going to go for the market.
You're going for the market. We have 3 people going for the market.
yeah, that sounds fine
Okay.
then.
Your difficulty values are going to be +1. Okay?
It's fine.
For the other 2 groups, your difficulty values are unchallenged. They're going to be exactly as they're supposed to be. Let me start up some music here. And then I'm going to be explaining this in theater of the mind. We're going to start with the largest crew first and put them through the first stage. Now, that was the marketplace group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless
Okay.
Chad wants to run through the building, like I don't want to take his agency. Sorry.
Yeah, if you see...
No, depending on what all's available at the market, I have a few ideas of what
Yeah, okay.
Well,
I
might
figured
be-
you'd want to come and try and get us out of there with the car once we
Chad-
blend in.
I think you played in the Edge Runners bit. Did you play in the Edge Runners bit as well, Brent?
I actually don't think I did.
Oh, no, yeah, you didn't. Sorry, Brent didn't either, I don't think. Did anybody here play in?
Not that I know.
Okay, so do you remember the chase on the train?
Yeah, I do.
This is a very modified version of that. So
I remember that bum that tried to shake us down for money.
that 100% happened. So for the Kabuki Market Group, what I'm going to have you do, each one of you, because again, you're running, but you're not running like next to each other because tight corners, tight areas, you're moving across streets, crossing traffic. If you stand next to each other and wait for somebody else to act, you're going to get caught. This is
No, I'm actually
Revolting.
Mooney's gonna peel off from the rest of the group. He's basically just gonna say to Cam, "I'll get a hold of you. I'm gonna try to get us a ride."
so what I
And
want to
then
make sure
see-
you understand is that is not an option unless you have a body score of like 15, because security doors as driving, they need some effort to kind of open. So just keep in mind, I've locked you into a method of
Yeah.
play. We are playing this way. Do not go too crazy with like outside agency. You are running. You are running very fast. In each of these events, you'll have some agency, but because
Okay.
you're
Oh.
effectively being forced to move, the world is coming at you fast. So
I understand.
for the Kabuki Market runners, I need you to each roll a d10.
Okay.
And keep in mind, you're not at the market yet. You are running towards it. If you look at those paths, the one that goes up and underneath the highway, that one is the one that heads to the market. Okay, this is great. This is insanely good.
For you or for us?
So for the team, let me explain. So with a 5, okay, we go through each one of these and explain what happens. So Mooney, you kind of say, I'm going to break off. I'm going to see if I can't find a car. And you're kind of hustling and you move. And you kind of come to a side street and you see a group of Moxes and Tiger Claws fighting. And they are shooting each other. Okay?
I'm sorry, Moxes?
Moxes, which is another gang.
Okay.
Okay? Now, they are very much in the heat of things. And you are in the heat of things because if you stay here, the Moxes are going to get overwhelmed and you're just going to be like the meat that gets splashed between them, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely
in this
not.
moment, you have 2 options. Okay?
Right.
You
That
can
crossfire me.
Yell to the Moxes to try and shoot behind you, like explain to them that there's like people coming, or you could try and sneak past this fight with a stealth check. Okay? Now I've explained to you what you need to do, but you're not doing it yet because here's the run. There are other people who are rolling, and their actions also have effects on other people's actions. Okay. Cam, you got a lucky turn. You moved right exactly where you needed to go. Smooth path, straight ahead of you. Easy to make it through. No worries for you. You are not being paused. You do not need to roll a skill check. This is a freebie for you. And then, Chody, lucky turn for you as well. But not only do you get ahead on this leg of the chase, you catch out a friend on the same path, Chad probably, and see that he is in some trouble, and you get to drag them along with you. So you, at the end of the round, can choose one player who has failed a roll and consider them as a pass. Since Chad was the only one who failed a roll, you have one choice. You could also say you don't want to help him pass.
I was waiting for it, just be like, no one.
If it were Bucket, that would have been the case, right?
Probably.
What an ass.
We don't have to say that out loud. We all know.
We could just leave it.
Murder one person.
So, with that being said, you run up on the Mox, you're about to kind of like start some stuff, and you see Carl kind of near you in like a side alley, and the two of you kind of bolt through that very quietly, but you notice that the Tiger Claws are kind of maneuvering around that way. So there's like a momentary repast as the two of you are kind of moving through this alleyway, but you know you need to make it and book it through quick. That is the first stage of the Kabuki Market team. You ran out exactly as described. Next up, we're going to do the trauma team. That was just Chandler and Buzzard, right?
Buzzard. Yep.
Bucket and Buzzard. Okay, cool. So the two of you go ahead and roll a d10.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so both of you are going to get the same thing. Strangely enough, you run past a few people. Nothing seems too crazy. It's just like a group of individuals kind of moving along the road as you breach out of the building's back end and get back out onto the street. Both of you need to make a perception check. DV13. Nailed it?
Barely.
Nailed it. Both of you realize that as you're kind of brusking past all these people, there are pickpockets in heavy crowds. You're city slickers, so you know you just bat their hands away and keep moving. Like, I don't have time for your petty shit. Stop trying to steal my stuff. Perfect. The Tiger Claws are still on your heels. And then last but not least, the Shantytown solo. Go ahead and roll your d10, my friend.
Hell yeah.
All clear. You make your way through into the shantytown. You start making down the steps, kind of moving into the alleyways that are in between these corrugated steel buildings. They're not really buildings, but yeah, there's some that are made out of corrugated steel. There are some that are like old shipping containers that have just been placed up on the waterfront. You know, people are living as best they can. Okay, that's round one. Round two. So, for the marketplace group, go ahead and roll a d10. Damn, alright. You guys are doing great. Doing so great. And then Chad's gonna fail.
Come on, Chad. Roll that one.
Don't roll a one. You don't want a one in these.
I can drag him along and save his fail.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Don't matter. I just want to see it.
For the first two rounds, that is true.
For me.
I'm sorry. I was using the bathroom.
That's okay.
It's round two for the market chase. So you're gonna roll a d10. And so for you, the story is as follows. You guys are moving. A tour bus kind of slowly comes up and parks out in front. And then you just watch a bunch of people like jumping off of the tour bus. Like absolutely like gonk individuals with their cameras and everything. Like coming to visit Kabuki, and especially this area, pretty fucking weird. But he watches Mooney is about to just go right through him, right? And Cam's like, come on! Like, drag them aside to a different pathway. Holy shit, you guys keep rolling a 10 on the first two. Okay, so the door pushers to trauma. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, no. Come on. Okay. No, come on,
I
man!
love that you guys keep doing it together. That's adorable. So as you're crossing traffic in a rush, you don't really have a moment to kind of stop. It's like run out into moving traffic or get caught. Both of you can go ahead and make evasion rolls.
Oh no. That is under fighting? Yeah, fighting.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay. So as you two are running, you watch as Buzzard turns and looks, and a car's coming at you. What does Buzzard say in response? Like, Scheiße! And then dashes to the side. And as he's
Bucket
doing that,
doesn't speak German. So.
Bucket's like, what does Scheiße mean? Gets hit, rolls over the top of it, and takes 11 points of damage. Neither of those were, it wasn't double sixes, so no problems there. It does cut through armor, though. It ignores armor. Because car hits. You are not dead, right?
No, I'm not, no.
Okay, and I didn't injure you in any way, so what that means is that this does not count as a delay. You're just taking damage.
Just watch him get flipped over the car like a Buster Keaton film. It keeps on running.
He just props himself up and just starts like... Buzzard's like, shoulder to lean on the other side of the street. Come on, we've got to go.
I was about to say, last time I lost an arm and had to get to Buzzard, so it's fine.
Why do you think I sent him with you?
Oh, that's Austrian. You're German. You said you were German. Last but not least, Shantytown. Okay.
Oh no.
So you turn a corner and come into a crowd of people hanging around a fire and a barrel. You've got options here. You can try and like weave through them, which will be an evasion check, DV13, or you can just start punching your way through them, which will be a brawl check, DV15.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the evasion one.
I was like, we getting in the pit?
Hell yeah.
Everybody in the mosh pit.
Elbows! You just get through and knock all these people over, and they are confused after you get through. You're just like yelling your song for some reason. What's the name of the song you start yelling as you enter the mosh?
I have no idea.
Oh my god. All right, Bill, you think on that.
What's the name of the song? Because I have no idea.
Oh. I have no idea. You bolt through and you get to the third stage. Third stage numbers change a bit here, folks. So the 9s and 10s are easy to get through these beats, but as you get into more populated portions of where you're going, it becomes more difficult. So Team 1, which we'll call the market group, go ahead and roll your D10s.
You all roll poorly, Jesus.
I know, right?
I don't know what our like quote unquote DC is.
So there's not really a DC. It's the result is determined by what you roll.
There you go. You got 7, 8, 6, 7, 8.
Sure. So you get up to a point where you have to spread out a bit because it looks like if you kind of go the same pathway, it's going to be not fortuitous for you. Chad, you make it to a point where there's a security gate up ahead, and it looks like it's locked, but you kind of, once you get through it, it'll be kind of like a downwards descent more towards the ground that you want to be on. You can do one of the following. You can body check, which means you're going to roll a d10 and add your body, DV9. You can try and jump it with an athletics check, DV15, or if you have electronic security tech or are a net runner, you can try and pop it open. But I'm assuming, based on Mooney, you're just going to try and go right through it, right?
Probably. You said it was athletics?
Either athletics, DV15, or a body check, which means you just roll a d10 and then add your body score. Now, body checks can't explode, but like you probably have a pretty high body.
Yeah, I'll take the athletics.
Okay. What's your body?
6.
Yeah, you'd have to roll a 3.
Yeah, Mooney got some work done.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you'd have to roll a 3. Like...
A 3 on a D10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The athletics
He's
check,
saying it's the easy solution.
yeah, if you roll an athletics check, it's going to be your athletics, which I think is like a 6, right? And then, yeah, the body's the way to go. So roll a d10.
Well, my athletics is 11.
Oh, plus 11, so it's a 4. It's a 4 for that. So, yeah, go either way you want. They're relatively close.
Yeah, so, and can I use luck on this?
Yeah. You do not currently have a rocker boy.
Right.
So you have to use it before.
I'll go ahead and throw 2 points of luck on this.
Okay.
And then I just really don't want any more complicated. Holy shit.
Okay. So when you rush forward and slam into it, okay, you try and burst through. You try and kind of force it. You have problems. It's not that you're stopped here. You are delayed. Okay?
Right.
So what that means is you can now see them a lot closer. Like they are definitely gaining on you and will possibly catch you out if they get one more clear on you. Okay?
Yeah.
Good note. And then Cam, you rolled an 8. So as you're kind of like, moving through your little alleyway, a street vendor has taken liberties with space up ahead, and they're really popular at this very specific moment in time for some reason. So there's a bit of like a group or a line in front of them. You can, similar to Riff, go in brawling, DV 15, 16 for you, because again, the DVs are higher. And then lastly, you could try and just talk your way through the line and just explain you're not going to be in line, you're not trying to cut, and you can roll Persuasion DV 13. Whatever the most Cam choice would be.
Can I judo my way through the line?
No, it's brawling.
Okay.
Yeah, judo's, you're kind of like, you're basically
fair.
punching and shoving and elbowing.
Then yeah, I will brawl my way through the line.
Let's see it.
He's literally just gonna pop the shield and try and truck through.
I love that.
18?
Nailed it. Yeah, exactly as you described it. It's you can hear the bowling pin sounds as they all kind of fly out of the way, and you just blast through. Okay, and then last but not least, Bucket is a 7.
No. Chody is.
Chody, sorry, wrong C name. Chody, as Carl rushes forward, the skunkiest of skunk is bellowing around you in the path ahead. Roll me a resist drugs torture check.
Oh, where's that at?
Underbody.
Yeah.
Nope,
You hit it, and you kind of, it smells so bad. And then you kind of start throwing up into, like, the side, right? And you can hear laughing from inside where the smoke is billowing out of. When you turn and look back, it looks like the tiger claws are gaining on you. Okay. Back to the trauma side. This is Chandler and Buzzard. Go ahead and roll your d10s. Cool.
God, dang it.
And also cool. Okay, so as you're bursting through, you have to go through another building, Chandler. Or rather, Bucket has to go right through another building. You've been doing it. You see that if you don't, you're gonna basically be losing a lot of ground. To do so, you're going to need to either bust through the door, because let me explain it again. You go into the building. It's a scop shop, right? They're just selling food, like cheap ass food. And when you get to the back door is sealed. It's either sealed or stuck. You're not sure. You can body check it. It's going to be DV9, similar to what Chad was dealing with. Or you could do an electronic security check or a pick lock check to try and get through it. The DV.
What's the electronics? 13?
I'll
I'll do electronics.
Okay. You've got the tech scanner in hand already. You kind of rush forward and you kind of like quickly pull out tools and plug to it, and you hear spark, 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 and then the clear green of the door opening as you rush through. Okay. That is that, and then it goes to Buzzard. Just as you pass an area, because seeing where he went, it's absolutely not good for you. You're passing by this gonk who's got a boombox up on his shoulder, and as you're coming near him, for whatever reason, he just dickishly reaches up and turns that knob to full blast, and it just starts blaring.
Say no more, I'll give you a dance check.
You know what? It's normally a DV13 concentration, because I like your style. I'm going to allow you to make that dance check. If you would prefer concentration.
It was a block. Can't dance.
You know what? If you do it, I definitely haven't set the DV for it because you just made it up, but I mean, it might be lower.
Alright, I'll use 2 luck.
Okay.
Can I give him luck before he rolls
German
it?
electro music.
Yeah, you are on the same. You are on the same team as him.
I'm giving him 2 luck as well because I want to see this happen.
The doctor dances. So yeah, you rush forward. You just like. If you listen to the song, it's some guy who I can't remember Tom's character's name right now in the heat of it, but it's that guy, and it's one of the songs that he had written down.
Oh, yes, fellow youth, skibbity toilet riz and all that.
And then you continue on without.
I regret giving him my luck.
Can I take it back? It wouldn't change anything. Back to Shantytown. Okay. So on the run for you, Riff, as you're bolting, you also kind of come to a situation where it's kind of like a dead end, right? It's a fork in the path for you, though, instead of like a security door. Not really anything to protect here with those. The fork in the path has gang tags pointing either way, though. You can make a streetwise check, DD13, to kind of like understand the gang signs. Or local expert Night City check if you have that. DV's the same.
Where would those be at?
Streetwise is education or social, and then local expert is for sure education.
Okay, I'll do streetwise.
Cool. Need a 14 or better.
17.
That'll work. So yeah, you understand the gang signs are basically pointing to the right as kind of like a safe house, which would be a dead end, and then to the left to the water. So you kind of bolt that way instead. Okay, that was round 3, right? We're on round 4, which is the final round, and the hardest round. We will again start with the market group. You are currently 1 delay out. If you fail this one and you have a delay, you will be caught out. So. That said, it's not a death situation, though. Just keep that in mind. It's just a fail effect. So, go ahead and roll your d10s. Okay? Okay. And Chad? The stupidest ones for you, too. Okay. I'm going to deal with Chad first, because I want to end on a light note. Fortunately for you, Chad, though, very lucky roll, just not a fortuitous one. You're crossing traffic in a rush. We've heard this story before. Go ahead and make an evasion check, or you're going to get hit by a car.
Yeah, it's it's the things you love that hurt you the most.
I love cars.
God damn it.
Oh shit, cars hurt, bro.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, you said roll evasion?
Evasion, yeah. DV13.
All right, and that is under awareness or combat?
Combat.
Fighting?
Fighting. Ooh. Alright, so you're going to take a total of 13 damage as the car hits you. It's not double sixes, so no breaks, unfortunately. I say unfortunately. Unfortunately, if I get the break, the leg break is the only one it will do, and it also pauses you, which means he would have been caught out. It would have been funny for me. But does 13 damage kill you? Or knock you to 0? Okay, then you get through. We'll discuss what that means in a minute.
I'm sorry, did you say my leg was broken?
No, because I didn't roll doubles. I wanted to roll doubles, so your leg would be broken.
It depends on which leg it is.
Metal legs can still break.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
7 and
but
7.
You said
yeah,
13 damage.
13 damage. 7 and 7 is the funniest one. Someone seems to have dropped a number of XXL burritos onto the ground, and you're about to step into it. You have 2 options. You can make an evasion roll, DV9, to miss it, or you can make a DV9 athletics check or dance check to not fall when you catch it under your foot and just keep your footing. You guys got the luckiest one of all time. 7s are the best to roll, by the way.
Oh, good to know.
Other than the first 2 rounds where it's 9 and 10.
16.
Nailed it.
Ooh.
Fucking nailed it.
46.
Yeah, you guys just...
He scoops some when he goes.
You see it? Carl just grabs it. He's like, is it still fresh? Fresh enough. You gotta eat, bro. XXL burritos are great. So you three make it and catch back up as you enter into the market. We'll discuss what happens with you once we see what happens to the other two squads, okay? So, focusing up, it's going to go back to the trauma team crew. Bucket and Buzzard, go ahead and give me your D10s.
Hey.
Nice. Also nice. Okay. So, different on this path, but still kind of mediocre one. There's a... sorry. What is happening? There's sound coming in my ear hole. What was that? Okay. So, for you, on the 7, there's a fence. What is happening? I'm getting some weird feedback. Sorry. Okay. Focusing back up. It's just really annoying in my ear. Okay. The 7. Sorry. Up ahead, there is a grouping of dumpsters that you need to pass through. It's kind of an area back behind some buildings, right? So as you're making your way through, you would see that there is a fence that has a drop and then a run behind those dumpsters. You can make an athletics check, DV 15, to kind of parkour through it.
Is there another check or just that one?
That's the only option here. You
Oh.
kind of run into like a back area, corner area. The only option for you here would be backtracking, and that's a fail.
I'm gonna use 3 luck on this.
Okay. And you're about out of luck, right?
Ooh, that puts me at 0 luck, and that just passed.
So you kind of pop over, you kind of drop down, and then like with your metal arm kind of grind down the side of this concrete and land. Had you fallen, you think you would have probably taken a bit of damage, but highly unlikely that you would have broke your leg or anything. Similar to the car ride. If you break your legs here, you get stopped. And then Buzzard, your 6 says... wait, you already rolled this one. Okay, so I do have to move it. Got it. Okay, cool. This would be a parting shot. Roll a d10. One of the Tiger Claw gonks tries to get a shot at you. It hits. And you take 9 points of damage to the body as if you had been hit by a bullet. So if you have a light armor jacket, it just takes the damage.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just go to my...
And your armor roll blade 1.
My biotechnical carapace.
Yep. If it ablates, yeah.
Fancy.
I think that's the one that replenishes, isn't it not?
I don't know.
There's one of the techie
stopping power 11.
Yeah. No, it's not the one I'm thinking of, but there's one that's in the book, or in the write-off that I've been doing that's...
Which I just take 9 off of 13.
Yeah. So whatever your armor is, you'll take less... If it's less than your armor value, yeah, you take no damage, and then you just drop your armor by 1.
So 12 out of 13?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Cool. Last but not least, Shantytown. Okay. So,
I can't use luck on that roll, can I?
Not on that roll, no, but you can get it on the roll here. So you move across an especially loose bit of steel and plastic flooring, corrugated steel, that causes your movement to become a bit staggered. Give me an athletics or dance check, DV 13, to get across. Without problem. Okay. Without issue.
Also, you know that boy can dance.
Everybody is in the clear. When you get to Kabuki and you make your way there, you enter into the space and it is very, very busy. You can see that there are many NCPD people kind of around. Mooney, you said you were looking for a car and focused on kind of getting out of Dodge as quick as you can. Cars that you've been passing by have been moving, but here there are some that are parked. And you see a guy get out of his car, close the door, but it seems that the door kind of bounces open a bit, like he didn't close it like hard enough. And he starts walking towards the center building of Kabuki Market, which is the round kind of building that's right behind me, actually. That. So,
okay. I would also like to Kabuki. Is there people there that like sell clothes?
You're not. Again, you are out of the weeds, so to speak. But if you linger here, it might be a problem. So,
I got you. This is like a think fast and move,
well,
not.
it's a think less fast than you've been thinking. But like, again, opening it up. If you're trying to get out of here and getting out of Dodge is what you want to do, the thing that you asked for is now right in front of you. Free car.
Cool. Yeah, Mooney wants to walk by and get a look inside the window and see what kind of ignition it's got going on.
Sitting in the passenger seat is the start card.
Yeah, okay, fuck it. Yeah, let's go.
You get in. Do you get everybody else into the car as well? Carl and Cam?
I mean, yeah, if other people are there.
Yeah, they caught up with you. You all get together.
Oh, yeah.
You get into the car.
Yeah, then fuck yeah. Like, as soon as he realizes he's got everything he needs to start this car, he just starts fucking waving them over.
Yeah. You run the start card after closing the door. It takes a little effort. You feel like there's something like wrong with it there, but you manage to shut that door. And as you drive off, I just want to make sure you are aware what kind of car you just stole.
Yes. That was going to be my next question.
It's a nice-ish car. It's not like anything like to write home about. Like you didn't like win the lotto here. It is a Quadra Type 66 Avenger, and it's relatively fast. But you know that the problem is that the model that you have is a bit older, the one that you just got, and there's a lot of just small quirks about it because Quadra is kind of they cut corners a bit. I'm posting a picture of the car in Dark Skies General because I'm too lazy to post it in notifications, and then I will use that to post to the space. So whoever's in the back seat,
that's not bad.
Whoever's in the back seat, it's literally like if you've ever been in a two-seater that has like the second seat in the back. Whoever's in the back is kind of tucked in there. So I'm assuming that'll be Carl because Cam's large.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
I searched the back seat
Now,
and try to get in the trunk.
Oh
would you
yeah,
say
so
this is
perfect. The back seat does pull down, and you're able to claw yourself into the trunk. And
that's pretty awesome.
This
like,
one,
we got ourselves a tail gunner.
Unlike most Quadras, well, there's some other Quadras that actually have the engine in the back, but this one not so. So very cool, very cool. Okay, you pop in.
Quick question: would you say this is better or worse than the normal car that Mooney drives?
Oh, this is a piece of shit comparatively. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to make it as good, it would definitely require some fixing up. It's a $55,000 car.
I would rather take Mooney's car and tune the shit out of that.
Yeah, your car is like a $20,000 car, but you put like $100,000 into it, right? So
the family legacy.
You drive off.
Yeah, definitely. Once everybody's in the car, hell yeah. And then I say, get a hold of everybody else, and I'm going to take us to Buzzard's Clinic.
Buzzard's Clinic's going to be the
meetup? Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Okay.
Unless Bucket's garage is closer.
Double check it. Bucket, you had the you pulled the thing with you, right? You have the thing that was connected.
I gave it to Cam.
Cam has the thing.
I didn't specifically say I tossed it to Cam.
When you tossed it to Cam, did you unplug it from the wall, or did you plug a battery into it first?
I just unplugged it from the wall. No battery went in. And I didn't take the time and the action for that. I just blitzed it over.
I will say, since they have it and they're leaving, the one thing that would have allowed me to track you currently doesn't have power. So, well done. On accident. Focusing up on the trauma team group.
Putting a battery in something that has a track that is a repeater? I'm not giving that source out.
You did a smart. For you folks who are making it to Trauma Team Med Center, I need to know... when you get there, there are a couple of options. You can lay low at Med Center and just hang, right? Because it's a fucking hospital and it's got security, right? Or you can take the end cart, which is the rail line, out of here. Which of those two options would you like to do?
Well, no one's called us to say where to meet up, so I'd say maybe let's hang out in the lobby for a bit and see if someone rings up the Chiron and lets us know where to meet, unless you have another thought, Bucket.
No, I'd be cool with that. I would ask in the lobby, can I fix his armor? Because I can do that as a quick perk.
You don't know if you have enough time for that, and it also might kind of draw attention.
Oh, okay.
But what I will say is, if you were to get on the subway, you could. Now, I will say that you're both probably familiar, as your old hats, with the end cart system. You see where the arrow is at the top?
Mm-hmm.
That's the med center. And there are two lines that run out of this space. That's line A and line E. You can take either southbound. If you take the A line southbound, it goes all the way down to Santo Domingo, which means that it will actually pass by where you live, Buzzard. In fact, you've probably taken this line a number of times as you come to this med center and such, for like actual surgeries, like big jobs. And then you could take the Westbrook one, which kind of north of where you want to be, where it ends, but again, farther away from here. So your option. If you want to take the end card, if you wish to remain here, that's absolutely fine too.
Like they want to go to my clinic, so we want to take the south one.
Okay.
But we don't. I just don't know that they're going there yet. Like,
yeah, I'd say you get the text while you're kind of like
okay,
hanging for a second.
Yeah,
they're going to my place.
Okay.
I mean, can't see behind my visor, but I'm kind of rolling my eyes because last time Cam brought people to my place, that scary lady showed up like the next day. So
You saw her too.
yeah, there was a black Megan, right?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
A line
geez.
or the E line.
A line probably.
Okay.
Yeah, so the A line goes to Santo Domingo.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
A line.
Yeah, and perfect timing actually. You ran right in just as the train is about to leave. So you're basically like going through, your end cart cards are tagging, you're getting green lights, and you're going through, and your creds are being, or your euros are being spent off. Fucking chody. As you continue on past, get onto the train and leave. As you're pulling out of the station, you would see that a couple of Tiger Claws did keep up with you and kind of watch as you like zip off, and you can see them kind of like, throwing up hollow lights on their eyes and probably making phone calls. So, that said, as you kind of get to work on the armor and such, I need one last D10 from the both of you.
Woo-hoo, finally.
Okay. Okay. So, nothing really happens with you, Buzzard. You're just getting your armor fixed. But as you're kind of working on that, you see somebody get up and walk away from their seat and start heading towards a more northern car. And it looks like in the seat that they got up from, there's like a handful, like maybe 6 or 7 data shards that are just sitting loose on the chair.
Was it a man or a woman who got up?
It was a guy. It was like an older guy. And this would be Chandler who's getting this one. Who sees it?
Oh, the Chandler one is steel. No, I don't want to mess with it. There's no point. I got a good amount of cash and everything like that, so I don't need Eddie's at the moment or anything of that nature. So, yeah, no, against my once as me, no, I wouldn't touch
Point
it.
them out to Buzzard.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Buzzard, do you pick up the shards or no?
If anything, did the guy get off the train?
No, he headed north on the train. So like up towards the basically he's heading to the front of the train. So he's going through the cars.
Can I catch him to let him know that he dropped his data shards?
Yeah, absolutely. He goes, "Oh, hey, thanks. Really appreciate that." Reaches down and grabs the data shards, kind of shuffles them into his pockets. He's wearing like jean pants and just kind of looks very rough and tumble. And he says, "Hey, I can't really offer you anything as a reward or anything, but hey, I'll give you my number, and once I come up with something to reward you, I'll give it to you."
Ah, sure. Zahlen Heinz is Wister, as we say in the old country.
You see his eyes kind of shift for a second, which you as a med tech would realize he has a translator in Chiron. And he goes, "Yeah." And then apparently understood what you said. I didn't, so I didn't reply in kind, but he would have.
I just said pay it. I said pay it forward.
Sure. And then he'll give you his deets, and his contact on your list has him marked as someone named Toggle.
Ooh, all right.
Sounds like a cool name.
All right. And then last but not least, the shantytown. You exit out onto the waterway. You see that there's scaffolding that goes up the side wall of kind of like a dam-like structure that goes up to the highway. And you realize that there's a bunch of ladders there, but it's the safest and probably easiest way for you to get out of this situation. You book it on up that way. Once you get to the top and pull yourself up off of the ladders, your arm's tired, and you're kind of like, breathing hard, looking down to see if any tiger claws are behind you. You come to the realization that there are not. However, basically right on the path that you were on, just behind where you were at the base of the scaffolding, just peeking out of the shantytown, you see a massive black metallic figure that looks like it is a tank that is like slowly just skating across the ground and then stops.
Yeah, I'm kind of just gonna look at it and then
you're
continue on the highway.
Yeah, you get onto the highway. You're able to walk over to the bus stop, and you can get the bus from here to pretty much anywhere in the city you want to go, my guy. It's a charter street bus stop. Again, you're kind of a guy who doesn't really drive on his own. You're very familiar with the local transit, like it's comparatively great to like what we probably understand as like public transit, and so you're able to get onto a bus and head basically wherever you want to be. Within an hour or so, you'll be there. You got the message that said Bucket would call. And yeah, that thing, whatever it was, you're pretty sure it tailed you, and you saw no signs of tiger claws, like from a vantage point that was very, very high up. Like, you're looking down on it, and I expressed how big it was. It just looks like a car down there. Like, and it's like you were looking at it from like a 30-story height.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I'm definitely going to remember that, to mention it to the rest of the group once I meet them at Buzzard's place.
Got it. That was the chase. With that being done, everybody kind of piecemeal enters back into positive society, and you make it back to Buzzards with everyone intact, no one being caught out and killed, and you're in the medtech shop. I leave it to you. However you want to proceed.
Yeah, I guess Mooney's gonna A, patch himself up, and B, make sure everybody is, I guess, safe and accounted for. He doesn't necessarily need to stick around for everybody to show up. He wants to get rid of the car because he stole it.
That's fair.
And then he also wants to contact Tove about getting a change of clothes and potentially a ride out to pick up his car.
Okay.
Would Bucket have the capability to chop shop that stolen car?
Yeah.
I would just look at Mooney and be like, I can take care of the car for you if you need someone to take care of it, unless your family is taking care of it.
Oh, okay. Well, how about you give me a lift so I can go pick up my car?
That's fine with me. You can drive because you're the better driver.
Oh, why? Thank you. Mooney actually, like, at that compliment, like, takes off his hat and does, like, a little bow.
Yeah, because
I guess,
yeah,
like, basically do a drive-by, make sure the coast is clear, and if that's the case, he'll grab his car and get the fuck out of there. Then get back on over to Buzzards. But his first priority is making sure everybody is safe and accounted for.
So, Cam, is there anything of interest to you that you want to focus up on specifically once you get back to, or get to a safe place with the repeater?
I mean, I want to find out where that signal exactly was traced to, because we never got a final location for that trace, right?
Time is of the essence as well, and you would know that.
Yeah,
So,
I want to get that thing fired up and like traced back as quickly as possible.
Most folks wouldn't have like the plug ports for it. The battery would suffice, but because you're in a medtech's place, they use a lot of industrial kind of like tools, so they have the plugs that they need. So you can plug it back in if you want to.
I would tell him to stop and wait, and ask to see it. And if he would let me see it, I'd take out tinfoil and wrap it in tinfoil and tell him make sure they won't be able to trace us. Then give it back to him and let him do his thing.
Bucket would laugh in the corner.
That's a big thinking.
Yes. That's amazing.
No
Do you,
problem.
no, real quick, Carl, do you double wrap it or just the one?
Yes, double wrap now because the technology's gotten better, so you have to double wrap it. You can't single wrap it anymore.
Bucket would politely ask for him not to cover up the port so he can deal with it, but other than that, do what you do.
You plug it
Is
in.
this the guy that customized Mooney's guns?
Yeah. No, different guy, new guy.
I got you.
You plug it in. The light starts flaring green. The tech scanner lights up. You start tracing it again. After about 25 or so minutes, you're able to ping the exact location where the source is coming from. And it's in Santo Domingo. So basically, it looks like it's very close to where the end train line was, where you were actually on the train. You got off at Buzzards, right? So you're here. And let me go ahead and... why are you in GM? Oh, you're on tokens. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is Buzzard's Ripper Dog Shop. Nice little shop next to it. There's a pierogi world. There's also a BD shop just down the way as well. There's like some cafe, but I don't know. Buzzard, have you tried the cafe yet?
I mean, it's fine. It's a chain,
Yeah, it's bullshit. Weak ass stuff.
Yeah.
It's no Bucka Slice, that's for sure. They've got the best coffee. So you would note that it is kind of out this way and at the end of the Santo Domingo line, kind of close to where Mooney would call home. Basically, straight up the mountain from there is Foxville. So it's like right on your territory, effectively. It's in Santo Domingo, which means that's 6th Street territory if gangs are a problem. But based on the location, it looks like it's a residence. Just a shitty fucking house.
Yeah, while he's getting the information, Riff is going to mention to Cam, because he is the leader, that he saw this really massive black tank looking thing that followed him whenever he ran through the place.
When he explains it, he would also mention, and I didn't mention it to you, sorry about that, Brent, but it had a yellow skull with fangs, or sorry, a red skull with fangs painted over a Militech logo on the face.
Okay, yeah, he'd mentioned that as well.
Would that mean anything to Bucket?
Yo, yeah,
you've
seen this.
I feel like
I would say it wouldn't mean anything to you. I would say it would be triggering. Like a trauma response might form here.
I would look at Brett and say, how far were you from it? And could it still see you when you left?
I was kind of at the top of a bunch of ladders, which I assume it couldn't climb because how big it was. So, haha, joke's on it. But
it can get to you. Trust me.
Oh yeah, it was just kind of pretty much right at the bottom of the ladders looking at me.
Great. We shouldn't stay here long. I would legitimately be like, if we're doing something, we need to do it, but we shouldn't stay together much longer as a group. And I would explain my one run-in without all the details, but the fact that that thing is...
Do you mention Johan? Because you're effectively you're telling it split somebody in half.
Can I roll a D10 above 6? I don't. Below 6, I'm rattled, and I do.
Yeah, love that.
Let's do that. Above, so no, I can keep my composure enough not to completely slip
you just
up.
Explain some exec punk got split in half by this thing in your shop, and like you've seen it gone full terror. So
say take like 8 grenades.
Yeah, but Mooney heard that same story from Zero?
Lamplighter,
yes. Except that version of the story did have Johan in it.
No, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And Letty will still work with me, so call.
Yeah, at the time my hands were definitely tied because I worked for Letty.
I think Mooney's also very familiar with the fact that Letty is currently working with Militech.
So
yeah. I don't think he's going to try and like
because
shit the bed.
They're also working with the nomads in Boxville.
Yeah. Kangtao is, but yeah. Okay.
Oh, right.
So are we just going to drive out there? We've got a car that has a lot less space.
That can fit, I think, maybe 3 people, but we also have 3 vehicles in play because we can actually get out there, and then if we take
You'd
somebody
have to
with
go
us, we
back
can
into the city where you know there is a Striga moving around, and then go out. So you can do that. That's absolutely an option. Or you can just take public transportation. Like I said, the N cart goes right out there.
Yeah,
Just
but
take a train.
Yeah.
well,
just take a
here's the
train.
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Since
Fucking Rick's
we're
like,
in this, but we've got the stolen car. We've got to get rid of the stolen car.
we don't.
He already did it. He said he's going to chop it up.
But
Yeah, I know.
Gonna chop
But
it
it's
up.
What he's saying is we need to get his car. That's the big thing.
fair.
yeah,
I understand. So if you want to go back and get it, you can. That's absolutely, or
Yeah.
try to get it rather. I guess that's a better way of putting it. You
right.
can. That's certainly an option. Or
Step
just
1:
abandon
cruise
it.
by, scope out the scene.
Okay, so we're
If
going
it looks
back into the
safe,
city, which
step
is going to be
on.
another 40 minutes to get back into the city. It's nighttime, by the way. And then we're going to.
I don't
Is it a time
I think it's a
limit?
love
bad
this.
idea.
Yeah, that's a lot of time just to get your car.
Why would you go back into the hornet's nest that you know we're being hunted?
Yeah.
Mooney
I mean,
looks
you
at you like
can,
it's a
but I
rhetorical
think
question.
Cam is going to
like,
keep moving forward with the mission if Mooney wants to
Agree.
go get
Yeah.
his car.
If you call the family and ask them to try and scope it out, they say they'll give it a look if they can.
okay, then yeah, as long as somebody's like on it.
It was something you mentioned before. I just wanted to make sure that I threw it back out onto the table. So
Okay,
you'll call
so
the family.
how about
Jumbo will say that he's going to go ahead and check it out himself. He says that he is already in the city, in the industrial zone. He doesn't explain why.
okay, then yeah, well, and Mooney doesn't ask. Mooney just tells him to, if he does go to check it out, just be careful.
Bucket would tell Mooney to warn him about the Striga. That's not something not to be warned about. Because
No,
you're going to be getting in a car that it was watching.
Mooney. No, it wasn't. It wasn't watching my car.
Yeah, because you had to walk
Oh,
5
I
minutes.
thought it was high enough up that it could see us walk from where we were.
No.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
never mind, my bad.
you had to snake through a bunch of like alleyways to get to
my bad.
where the Striga was. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's out of like all the interactions so far, Striga really has no reason to even like look at me twice. So far. Well, I did almost run them over with a car.
Uh-huh.
I forgot that wasn't the big robot. Anyways, yeah. So if they're gonna, Mooney tells Jumbo just be careful. It's kind of hairy down there.
You get on the train.
Sure. Is the plan to get on the train and head down there and try to pick up my car?
Now I want to take a second and discuss something that's very important. I know that Rip has an N card pass for certain. I know
100%.
Carl has an N card pass wrapped in tinfoil, but it still pings the signal. I know Buzzard has one. I know Cam has one. I'm pretty sure Bucket has got one. Sometimes you have to go get a car to bring it back to the shop. Easiest way to do that is just take a bus. I'm pretty sure Mooney would have no reason to have an N card pass.
No.
Again, you drive your own cars. You're from outside the city. This is very much.
That's why he's like so fucked up, is because he's like,
it's like fucking
like my car.
Train.
Like,
trains only go one way on a track. It's so
like,
late.
who is driving this motherfucker, and what are his qualifications?
And I want to make sure that we're pointing out that this will probably be the first time that Mooney is going to ride a train. So they take you to the station. They take you to the kiosk. You input your information, and you need to spend 200 eddies to purchase the N-Cart pass, loaded with 200 eddies worth of transportation money. And it's basically like 10 eddies or 5 eddies, depending on what you're utilizing, to take a ride. So if that's the case, your N-Cart card is typically good for like a month, I'd say. So it's like 200 eddies a month.
Yeah, he'll leave it at Toe's place.
Okay. So you get the N-Cart pass, you pay your money for it, and you go through the process of inputting it, and it's yours. It's keyed to your phone, and you get a text message from N-Cart basically explaining you've activated it, and you're like, okay, this is so lame. But you're pretty sure that when everybody else did this in their life, they're like, yay! I can go places.
Cool. I got my pass. I can go places now.
For other people, like for you, it would have been the same feeling as when you first got into a car and were driving it. You get on
Mooney's like, when I was 12 years old, I stole a dirt bike.
You get onto the train, and there's very much the sensation of I want to steal it and drive it somewhere else, but you know it's on a rail and it can't go anywhere. So nothing exciting happens on the train ride there.
Well, that's good.
You arrive near the location within walking distance, and you make your way towards.
I was going to say at some point I would like to change my clothes.
Yeah, not really much of an option for that at current. Yeah, you're kind of still on the move, unless you have something on you. But I assume you would have kept it in your car, right? Along with a lot of other shit. Like,
yeah,
if it's in your car, it's in your car. Okay, so you make.
I have like my pistols and a couple grenades.
Fair. You make it to this house, residential. Looks like the top portion of it's pretty much fucked, but it looks like it has a very strong foundation. You can see that there's an access door that leads down, and it is wide open. The signal light for its like closing mechanism is on the fritz. This is the house. Do you go into the house or down into the basement?
What kind of horror movie shit are you doing down into the basement?
Gotta be the basement.
We gotta split up though, and it's half of us go in the basement.
I said what I said. Who's going into the basement?
Hold on. So some of us said we were staying back and working on the mission.
Oh, we are. That's what. Sorry, we're working.
That's
on
what
the
we're
mission.
doing.
Sorry. Let me catch you up, Jody. They signal pinged the thing after you foil wrapped it and protected them. Okay, from like signal intrusion.
I thought that was Chad doing that.
No. Listen. Hold on. Let me explain. So you got the beacon. That's what Cam wants to follow, right? It linked with a text scanner. It tells you that it goes to this house. It's shooting a signal from this house to this repeater, which is then sending it to something else, which has not been told to you. Okay. So they're trying to chase the signal down. So they're going to the house that it's coming from, which is in Santo Domingo at the end of the line. But fortunately, you double wrapped it, so there's no way anybody knows where you're at. You're fine.
We're safe. Yeah.
You're safe. There's no way that would. There's nothing. There's no problem here. Do you unplug it when you prepare to leave and go, and do you keep it with you?
Dear God, I make sure there's no power at all to that thing. I check it over, like
it is dead as a doornail. Okay.
You're so cautious. It's safe.
I like that. I really like you. You're good.
Yep.
It's the three old guys. It's the three old hats. Carl, Bucket, and fucking Buzzard.
Last time I didn't check if something was turned off, I lost an arm. Like
I did that to him. I did that to him.
It's one way to learn a fucking lesson, huh?
Yeah.
So,
all right, Carl's gonna point towards the basement. See if anyone else wants to go.
I'll follow Carl. Screw it.
Yeah, let's get the band together. I'll go with them too in the basement.
Okay.
Because it's been over an hour since our confrontation, right?
Oh yeah, hour or 40 minutes. Yeah, it's been a while. It's
Sandy's back online. That's what I needed to know.
It's full on nighttime at this point. So we got the old folks heading downstairs.
Oh yeah. If it's like dark then, like advanced darkness, it's full night.
Yeah. So inside of the house, you'll note that from like a perspective outside, this would be like Mooney, Rippin, Cam. It doesn't look like there are any lights inside the house. However, as you look down into the basement, you can see kind of red light in the basement at the bottom of the stairs, which is pretty common in Night City. Like, red light bulbs are relatively cheaper in Night City for whatever reason. So, yeah, it looks like there's power in the house. It just doesn't look like any of it is being wasted on the actual house.
Okay. Since we're going in the basement, as we're descending, do we see like a sub panel or anything?
Get to you in a second. I just need to check where Cam, Rip, and Mooney are going.
I'm sorry.
Are you going into the basement, into the house, or staying outside?
No, I'm on a train, man.
No, we're done with that. We got to the end of the line.
Yeah.
It was a very boring ride. It was the worst experience of your life because you couldn't turn. And then you got off the train and walked about like maybe a few minutes. and then arrived at this house. It's basically dilapidated. There are no lights in the house, but there's a basement door that kind of leads down like concrete steps into a basement
Okay.
where there's red
I'm
light.
very confused. I thought I was on a train on my way to pick up my car.
No,
No,
Okay.
sir.
no one
That's
was going to
fine.
let you go back into
Right.
town.
Right. We okay, yeah. So somebody else is going to get my car. That's squared
Right.
away.
The crew.
I'm now hanging out with them. I'm definitely going in the basement. I got nothing better
Basement.
to do. What else am I gonna do?
Right. Cam, basement or building?
I feel like someone should clear out the building, but Cam wants to go to the basement.
Cam's going to the basement, and Riff, are you going
I guess
solo again?
I'll go to the building. Yeah.
Okay.
He said someone should clear it out, and I might get paid more if I go to the building. So.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
go with Rift. He's not going by. If I see Rift going by himself, I'll go with Riff. Like, I'm
You're
not
going-
letting someone go solo.
You're
I want
staying
to keep
up-
this 3 and 3, so I'll go with Riff as well.
Okay.
So one side to get
Ooh.
outnumbered.
I feel like I need the tech in the basement, though, if we find more tech.
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete these tokens. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a couple minutes to talk amongst yourselves because you're fucking pissing me off.
Okay, I would definitely say me and Buzzard can go check the house if we need the tech in the basement.
Yeah, 'cause
And
we
if
have
you
the
tell
highest
me I'm
cool
needed in the
stats.
basement, yeah, if you tell me I'm needed
I
in the
want you
basement,
in
I'll
the
go to the
basement.
basement.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
then
So Cam basement.
I get paid. I don't think it's fine.
Buckets in the basement. Those are confirmed.
Yes.
Cam, who else do you want going down into the basement? If you want them all going to the basement, you're the boss. Do what you want. Go full Letty on them.
Riff, do you really want to clear the house, or are you cool coming to the basement? Let's just all go to the basement.
Okay, yeah, I'll do
If
whatever
you're
you
cool
want.
with
You're
that.
paying me.
Like, let's, yeah. Let's just all go to
You
the
tell me
fucking
what to do.
basement.
I'll do it.
I am worried of a firefight.
I
can
With
leave
all of
the
us
whole
together, we're
neighborhood up for
stronger.
Who's on point? 2 people can fit up to the front.
Let's go.
Bucket will be
Bucket
on
and
point.
Cam up front.
Yeah, we both got arm shields, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I got that same Devastin. If shit starts happening, I can move.
Okay.
We both
Then
can.
I guess Mooney will be right behind them with
Carl's
Chris.
taking the back. He's more of a long ranger. And then Rick
Yeah.
will be back there as well. And then Mooney and Buzzard will be
Buzzard
in the middle. That way Buzzard's got a nice bunch of flesh ball from the front and from the back.
I'll say
Right.
keep high profiles.
Now, you asked a question, Steve, when we discussed coming down here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an opportunity to re-ask that question.
Sorry, because you said there were like lights on, and I'm just thinking of like a normal suburban residential house. I'm wondering if we see a sub panel as we're going down into the basement.
Sure. So as you get down to the bottom here, what you'll see is that there's a strange kind of like light placard. Looks like an advertisement of some sort. I said it in the Canadian way because I was talking to a Canadian. You would see that underneath it, there appears to be like a security panel, but there doesn't look like there's an actual like the panel or the what you're looking for. The box.
Okay, yeah, I was looking for breakers, but
Yeah,
if
you
we
don't
can-
see the box.
Okay.
Hey y'all, what we doing?
So up ahead, it looks like there's a barricade that's been kind of loosely kind of made out of like concrete structures. They look like road divides that have been brought down here and dragged down into this space. Folks who are familiar with Night City and are over the age of 25 in character would know that Santo Domingo has had kind of a tumultuous kind of like presence, especially this side of it, and functioned as a combat zone for a while. So a lot of the folks who live here are kind of ready for shit to hit the fan at any time. They're very Carl-like in that regard. So defenses are key, and traps might be present.
Great. Very reassuring.
No problem.
Okay, I have a question because I just looked at something I had, and I don't know if it would affect anything, but I do have my cyber audio suite has
Sure.
Kang Tao atomic sensors.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
And
so
then-
I didn't know if like that would, it pinpoints drones, mechs, robots, devices, and vehicles within 20 meters/yards
So
of you.
you're able to hear a whining sound, which is coming from your left, so the right of the map. And it sounds like some sort of like engine. It's kind of like this way or this way. But there's definitely a number of devices down here. There's this, you can hear the glow of like, electronics. But the one thing that stands out is whatever that device is, it kind of sounds like an engine.
Okay, yeah, I'll point that out to the rest of the group.
And you said there's a security panel, right?
Yeah, right
Or
there.
do you not? Can I mess with it?
You can.
You want me to roll that security tech check?
Yes, please. Electronic security, please. Yeah.
21.
So this is very specifically for closing the door behind you and
Okay.
locking it. It has no other purpose other than that. And it looks
That's
like
great.
it was actually supposed to be like a full Arasaka like security suite, and they basically ripped the programming out so that it's absolutely just been turned into software to open, close, and lock the door.
Okay. I'd tell that to the group that they want to keep something in here if they need to.
Okay.
Okay. Do we need to start moving and praying?
Yeah, so this is
Yeah,
very much
sure.
exploration at this point. That's the pillar we're playing with. So if you would like to move around, you can. If you're entering into a space and want to pause and kind of like go, what the fuck is that? Or I checked this specific area because something looks off, please feel free to do so. But yeah, very much visual cues will play to this game. And as you kind of come around positions, I'll kind of explain
Yeah,
stuff
I
to
think
you.
we want to clear this space first.
Yeah, absolutely. So up ahead, you would see that the structure in front of you looks like there is a like stone slab on the ground that looks like it's been kind of put in place for purpose, and it looks like it's been broken in half in the middle. There are other concrete slabs that are near to it, and bricks that have kind of fallen from the sidewalls, as you can see. What looks like a natural gas like a pipe has been pulled and broken out, and it seems to be kind of like slow fuming. But from what you can see, it looks like it's all being sucked up into a vent directly above it, into the house.
You telling me my nasal filters will finally come in handy?
No, I just thought it would have been really funny if someone went into the house. That would have been like Fart
Wild.
City and possible die.
Huh.
All right, so the nature of like all this destruction or whatever, does it look like it was intentionally inflicted or like a natural disaster?
No, it's combat zone fatigue. This
Oh,
place
okay.
this place has seen a lot of firefights.
And yeah, is this I'm sorry, this is in the basement, correct?
You betcha.
Okay, cool. Does it smell like musty or damp?
It smells like farts.
Smells like farts. Okay, so we've got like open sewage and shit in here.
Natural gas, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so they got that vent and stuff. So Mooney's gonna start kind of going door to door and kind of just
Okay.
peeking into the rooms and seeing what's going on with
Okay.
his guns
We'll do
first.
one for one. Cam, you stay with Mooney, is that right?
Yeah,
So this
he's
space
clearing rooms, so I'll clear with him.
This space looks like it's completely empty and devoid of use. It looks like there are some power cables on the south wall, but nothing that looks like it's usable. There's a pallet jack in the middle of the room. Whatever was on it has since been removed.
Mooney kind of gestures to the power. And he says, "Hey, get that thing of yours hooked up, and let's see if we can find that signal."
Would they have a connector just ready for it?
So when you walk in, you look at the lines. That's actually very astute. Good job, Chad. You would
Good
note
job.
that
Yeah, I
it
wouldn't have
does
thought
look
of that.
like there is an industrial like strength power cord that you could plug the thing in.
Hell yeah, let's go for it.
And basically, if you take the few seconds to kind of tech scan as you're kind of live, I'd like everyone to make a perception check.
So if he's going to move into the room to do that, I would like to say that Mooney would basically be just on the other side of that like where he's standing, I guess on that side of the wall.
Carl and Buzzard's like ears pop and they kind of look at each other and then look up. You can hear very faint, so fucking faint, footsteps on the ceiling above you, which looks like it's a combination of metal and concrete. And again, these are footsteps that are so quiet that you barely detect them, but when you both look at each other, like you kind of like lose the I'm crazy, I must be hearing things, and realize it's not you, it's happening in someone else's ears.
I'll kind of gesture to hit the door lock switch.
Carl, do you hit the switch?
You know what comes in behind us then?
Since you're on the back line, do you want to hit the door switch so you close the door above you or behind you?
Yeah, I'll hit it. It's scary,
Ping.
but I'll hit it.
The red light turns
like-
green, the door slides shut, and then you see the lock word appear on the screen. The door upstairs is now sealed and shut.
Damn.
How
Sick.
long did it take to shut? I'd like to know.
Oh, it was pretty quick. Yeah, it was just
Okay. Wasn't like a 30-second process that could really screw
Less
us over.
than 3 seconds is what I'm
Okay.
hearing.
That's what I hear too. Okay.
Instantaneous.
Okay.
You said this was like a wall, right? Or is this like a doorway I can walk through?
Yeah, if you can see through it, it's a doorway. There are no closed
I was
doors
just
here.
making sure. I thought it looked like a wall there.
Yeah, the doors have since been blown off their hinges. So when you walk into this kind of space, it's very smelly. And it looks like there is a broken out wall directly in front of you, which you can see on the other side. There are shelves that have a bunch of bags stacked on them. You would note that the smell here is different. It's heavier. It definitely has a more meaty smell or gamey smell around the bags.
Okay.
Sorry.
And the sound, which you were picking up on your sensors, is a bit louder, and you're pretty sure it's coming through that door over there. Now, you can pass through the broken wall. You can kind of just climb over everything and get to the other side if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I will first motion back to Carl to let him know I'm going that way so that somebody knows I went this way.
And your guys, real quick, it's not something that you guys think of, but your characters would. Since you're wanting to move and like not yell across the room to everybody, you switch on your hollows. You're all on a joint call. If you don't have a phone, you have a. Do you have a phone like a regular phone, Carl?
Wrapped in 2 things of tinfoil.
And you have an earbud.
And nobody knows my number.
No, that's fine. You can enter a hollow call just by being close to it, and it's not a passing a phone number. It's like what's that pro? There's like an app for that or something. Like you can talk to people who are nearby.
On WhatsApp?
Something like that. I don't know.
I got you. Okay, cool. Then I guess Mooney's only going to have one gun out. I'll make it my very heavy pistol with armor-piercing ammo.
Okay. So Riff, you mentioned to Carl you're going in, and you go ahead and head through. You guys have comms, follows are live, and you enter into this space. There is a traffic sign that is plugged in and seems to be going, but the words are absolutely blurred and nonsensical. But you can tell it very much looks like a no passageway or like do not enter kind of sign that they would put out on the roads. Around the side of it, you can see the door, and this is where the sound is coming from. It's coming from that doorway. And then there appears to be passageways and stuff to the south. And things over that way if you'd like to check that out or head towards the sound.
Yeah, I'll definitely like walk down here for a second just to look around.
You would see some sort of device coming out of the wall that looks like a massive pressure chamber, like like an air pressure. Oh my god, why is it? Chody, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Pressure tank.
Yeah, pressure tank. It's like it's a massive one though. Like it's a good 10 meters long and like 3 meters wide.
Yeah, I'll definitely walk up and look at it.
It's huge, and looking at it, it does appear to be kind of inert. It's not active.
So it's a gigantic pressure tank, approximately the size of like a semi-trailer.
Yeah. In a basement.
Oh, that's great.
And a combat. And it's not currently active.
Correct.
If it was active, you could potentially turn it into a gigantic fucking bomb.
You can see that there's like a light. It looks like a small screen, and it looks like the power cord is currently being used for that. It looks like there's a power cord like connected to the pressure like thing. It would need to be plugged in, but the plug on the wall, the outlet, it's just one massive industrial plug. So you'd have to unplug whatever that light is, that screen, and then plug this in.
Okay, yeah, I'll mention it to the rest of the party over comms. Like, hey, I found like a massive tube-like thing, and it isn't plugged in, but a screen's plugged in.
I would quickly answer back. If you value your life, there's also natural gas that could spark, and I don't need a pressure bomb happening 20 feet away. Don't mess with it, please.
Okay. Yeah, Riff will just looking at the screen. Is there like anything I can read on it?
It is a bunch of numbers and letters that are kind of just like oscillating on the screen. They're not like scrolling down like the Matrix or anything, but it's very like just code on a screen happening. Whatever's happening here is happening.
Okay. Yeah, I'll mention especially to like the tech guy. Be like, there's some numbers popping up on here. You know, you might be able to do something about.
Do you touch the tank at all?
Yes.
It is fucking cold to the touch. And looking at it as you kind of inspect it a bit closer, you would notice that it looks like there's like rime and like icicles on the bottom of the thing.
Is it fucking propane?
Okay.
Is it a giant propane tank?
Could just be oxygen.
Yeah, those are both flammable.
And
Could be oxygen, it could be
See,
nitrogen.
Riff's thought is way on the other side of that. He thinks a person's in there.
It could just be in an incredibly deep vacuum, and
Buzzard.
that is way too big for a person.
I see you moving. I'm going to go ahead and flip to you because things. You look to the left and you see grow boxes, which, if you're not familiar, you've never dealt drugs or grown drugs. They're basically like hydroponic stations that appear to be growing plants, which
Nice.
most plants are not very common in the world, especially food type plants, but you recognize these plants immediately as a doctor. They are the poppy plant.
They're making opium.
And this is what the space looks like as you enter into it.
Fascinating. John, why is this one not animated?
To the south, because it takes like half an hour for it to change to a web PM, and I didn't have a web PM or whatever. I didn't have the time for it. To the south, you can hear a grinding sound, and you recognize with your astute medtech ears the sound of flesh churning in metal.
Ooh,
To the south?
That's gross.
That's
Wait,
to the south. Yeah.
Oh. Curiosity. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
The smell of death is very, very present as you come into this room, and you would see in the bottom left corner a grinder, or basically like, you know, one of those. They have like the videos on like TikTok or on YouTube or whatever, where they take like something and throw it into like those teeth that just absolutely destroy everything. It's
The
those.
shredder?
Well, it's not a shredder. It's like it's crazy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a grinder basically, and this is what the room looks like. You would note that the same gamey smell that you smelled on the way in here in the bags in the other room is present here, but you are able to now determine exactly what the source of it is. The bags are filled with flesh.
That's fucked.
You can see on the underside of it there is a bag that has been stretched out to receive the contents, and it looks like they're letting it just sit there and just continue to spit off everything that's still in the teeth.
Okay, well,
Is this a desk with like notes on it?
You walk over to it and check it.
Oh, I'm gonna put on my rebreather since I'm about to walk into a room full of rotting flesh. Let's not get
Oh no! It's strangely not rotting.
Pretty fresh.
Oh, oh, wonderful, fresh flesh.
Yeah.
Let's have a read.
Okay, so you walk over, and there are some like pages, and what you read is very strange to you. It's just the same words over and over again, the same sentence over and over again. I can't stop hearing him. I can't stop hearing him. Why does he keep telling me what to do? And that's it. On repeat, over and over again. I can't stop hearing him. I can't stop hearing him. Why does he keep telling me what to do? You would also see that it looks like it's been written in Sharpie on the grinder and on a couple of other spaces on the wall.
What Halloween
Similar
shit?
If you've ever played Portal, it's like when you get into those back rooms, you know what I'm talking about? It's like somebody has definitely just kind of gone nuts here.
All right, well, I'll take a copy as evidence or reference.
Okay. You hear what sounds like a shuffle, and then you can hear a voice speak from the room behind you. That would be here-ish.
Is it
And
clear or is it like muffled from the distance?
It's muffled from the distance. I'm going to pause for a second. Riff, you kind of detect that it's cold. Going back further, Carl, you're holding point in position there, so you're just paying attention to the hollows.
Yep.
Nobody's chimed in anything yet. Cam, you're searching this room over here. Absolutely empty. It does look like there's another passageway to the south, and you're pretty sure that Bucket's probably almost done with the tech scanner and pinging the signal exactly.
Yeah, I want to stay by Bucket and wait for the signal to ping before moving away.
Okay. So, Bucket, this is going to be a very interesting little beat here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of fun times. When you lock in, your tech scanner actually denotes that there is a image that is coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to display the image on your tech scanner screen?
Yeah.
It is a perfect map of the basement. You can now see every single space within it. Again, it is the drawn pattern. You are seeing it in like a blueprint form. But you can now see the whole of the space. And it looks like there are people moving inside of the room, which your tech scanner is displaying as motion signals that are basically pop, pop. Every time they move, they pop, pop. And these are people that are, again, it doesn't seem to be displaying your people. It just seems to be displaying two people who are on site.
One above us, I'm guessing, from the footsteps.
No, just two that are in this room all the way out here.
Okay. Well, I say that over comms.
Oh, he didn't pop. He didn't pop when I dropped. That's why. Okay, cool.
I'm
gonna hold up him dropping him because he might.
Oh, okay.
You might be able to understand things that are going on.
Oh, great.
Okay. So, Bucket, you're doing that. Mooney, you're holding point with Bucket. Cam, you're searching the chamber. Do you want to head to the south room real quick? Since I've given everybody else kind of a bit of movement, do you want to check another space before we go forward, or do you want to move back to Bucket, who's probably on comms saying there's two people down here with us? Right? That fair to say?
If he says there's two people down here with us, then I'm going to move back. Or first where, and if he says that way, then start moving towards where
east.
The people are.
Okay. Go ahead and place yourself in the room with the stoplight. And you should be able to move free right through walls. Don't worry about it. You should be able to just go. Okay, so Buzzard, as that's happening, actually pause. Riff, you're inspecting this pressure tank. Do you want to do anything with it, or do you want to move to your crew?
I was told not to do anything with it right now, so I'm going to come back to it later for sure.
So you'd come around the way.
You're my favorite for not doing
and then
it.
you'd hear the grinding sound. This would be before Cam gets here. Do you want to go check it out?
Yeah, for sure.
So as you walk in, Buzzard, you are hearing the sounds. Riff is not moving with any sort of stealth, but do you do anything in response to seeing him?
He's heading towards where I heard the voice.
He's just heading into the room you're in, yeah. You're kind of like...
So we're in our group chat, can we do like a thought to text?
No.
Do you want to, like, I don't want, or text to speech or something like that people can see if he has like a Chiron?
Yeah, you have to...
literally just voices.
You have to, if you want to send text messages via Holo, it's kind of a separate circumstance. You'd have to actually text his phone.
I think I just met Riff, so I don't think I have his number.
Yeah, this might be your first time together.
Oh, I just wanted to warn him without having to shout it out that I heard.
Yeah, you just put up a hand and kind of do one of these, and then kind of gesture for him to come over. He comes over, and the both of you kind of like look at each other, and you can hear the voices, but they, again, muffled, two people. But I would like for you specifically, Buzzard, to make a human perception check.
Is that also under awareness? No.
Social.
Oh.
Just a 12.
One of the voices sounds familiar. It sounds like the guy you met on the train, Toggle.
Oh, my old friend. I guess we've nothing to worry about. He owes me a favor, so nothing bad could possibly happen.
That makes sense.
You head that way.
That's not terrifying at all.
Yeah, if it's, I'll head towards Toggle's voice.
Okay. If the two of you enter, because I'm assuming you're going with him, Riff, Cam, by this point you would see them moving towards that door and would be basically coming up through into the grow room. And you're basically right behind them. When you enter in, you would see that the second person is someone that you recognize again as well. The Maelstrom guy who got out is the other voice. And sorry, brother, let me move you to where you need to be. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure what's a door and what's...
No worries. You don't have to worry about, like, doors or anything. You can move through everything, so...
Oh, okay.
When they said the voices, I feel like I would have been moving that way a little bit too.
Yeah.
It would
absolutely. So it would be Bucket, Mooney, and Carl probably moving as a detachment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say when we start doing the conversation beat, Cam's going to be here in the grow room. And then right where Bucket is right now, that'll be where Bucket and Carl are. Mooney, are you following up with them, or are you holding back on the door?
I'm going to stick with Bucket.
Okay, so then we got the
This way I can free up both my hands to use guns.
Got the cowboy and the old guys heading after the media. Okay, cool. So you entered the space.
Yeah, we're working on, repairing relations.
You open into the space, and as you do so, you can see the Maelstrom guy, but you can't see Toggle because, let me give you a different way of looking at this so you can kind of see the office space a bit better. You're on the side with the couch. In between you is this red panel that seems to be just kind of blocking your sight on Toggle or whoever's in the chair. But yeah, you would know the voice is Toggle's. Standing kind of across from the like the desk, kind of on the wall in between the wall and the red panel, you would see the Maelstrom guy. The exact same Maelstrom guy who was at the scene when you were fighting. He looks over at you and he goes, "Oh, holy shit." And again, it's just kind of a robotic sounding voice because he has no jaw. And then you hear, "Hey, who? Oh. Huh, hey. You're from the train. Did you follow me home?"
Oh, it's my old friends.
Huh. What are you doing here?
I am helping a individual. If we are looking for, how they say this, a Cyberman. We are trying to help him before he gets hurt. I think that's what Cam does. I don't know, quite sure, but we've tracking him here.
And then the Maelstrom guy says, "Yeah, I knew I recognized that guy. He's from Hogwatch." And then as we pause here, Cam, you move in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll basically be coming in through here at the bottom. And then at that point, you guys will be making your way through into the grow room area. So yeah, basically right about there. Where Carl's located. Good stuff. Okay. And he says to you, as he gets up and kind of moves to look at you from around the way, you see that his jaw is also missing. Looks like he's taken it off at some point. You didn't see or pay close enough attention to register that he had a false jaw, but here he stands. He says, "You really shouldn't have followed me. A lot's going on. A lot outside of my power. He won't like that you're here."
Sorry. The fuck is he?
The Maelstrom guy kind of looks down. "Oh god, this isn't good. I know it's not good. Did anybody follow you?"
I don't think so.
It's impossible. This tracker was wrapped in tinfoil. Impossible to be tracked.
Carl, Mooney, Bucket. Perception check.
Oh no. 18. I've been rolling 18s on perception. You've been telling me they're not good enough, and I feel it's going to happen again.
Okay. Mooney, I need a perception check. If you're at the spot there, Chad, sorry. You might be smoking a cigarette. Though there it is. Perfect. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so Bucket, you hear
Dude,
a
I was
loud.
muted. I'm sorry.
You hear a loud thunk on the ceiling, not directly above you, kind of like in the next room over. Like something was put on the floor of the building above you in that space. I'm going to allow you to make a demolitions roll.
What the hell is that?
Fuck.
Oh,
God damn it.
I'm going to roll 17.
You
John's
cannot mistake the sound of a breach charge being placed on a
Oh,
body.
shit.
Oh, fuck.
As
Alright,
you
let's
guys
go.
are talking in this room, and just as he's about to say something which you think might be prudent, all hell breaks loose. The ceiling blows up in a bright flash of white light that just shoots straight down, slamming him to the ground and knocking the Maelstrom guy towards you. In the smoke, you see a silhouette rising up from the ground.
Motherfucker.
And you have all seen this person in news reports, in scream sheets, and in stories. The woman standing before you is none other than Black Megan, the greatest assassin
No.
that you
Oh,
are
no.
very aware of. Killing the music.
God damn it.
And no, the mention of Black Megan earlier was not this. She's been on the damn board the whole time. I was literally trying not to just spit laughing at fucking Steve when he mentioned it. But she lands on the ground, kind of behind the chair, and she appears to be armed to the teeth. That being said, there are two things that you'll note from the detonation. The panel falls away. You can see on the table Buzzard and Riff and Cam a laptop computer. In these next few beats, your actions will have a very grand import as to what happens with your characters' lives. So, roll initiative as I start the combat.
I'm sorry, Bucket. Didn't you hear the explosive over here?
No.
No, he just said it wasn't above me. That's all he
The
said.
room adjacent to you, which would be to the right. Yeah, we're over here.
I got you. Oh, so that's where all the action is. All right.
Bucket,
Where's the doorway
buckets.
into that room?
Also, a couple of qualifiers I just want to make sure we're aware. The walls are made out of concrete. The concrete is 10 hit points to breach through. You can break through any point of concrete you'd like to go through. Absolutely, at any point you'd like to go through. The door is currently locked that if you're wanting to escape would be. So keep that in mind as well. They will be
But
going.
it instantly opens. We discussed this. If I could get to that door, I'm clicking my Sandy immediately. That's happening. I'm 18 instead.
You want to know who Sand Avison is already active?
I know.
Yeah, I can't use my speedwear again in the same day, can I?
For Krasnikov, unfortunately, no. Yeah, it's the baseline.
Okay, that's fine.
It always has the bonus to initiative, though, so that's always there. But that's
nice.
the rub. He has to activate his just to get the bonus to the initiative and the trades. Okay.
Speaking of,
so
Is my bonus to initiative not being put in
should be. Let's see.
for the combat awareness and everything?
It is not.
man, I am just rolling like
mine. Mine
So
for
you're at
my,
a 20.
Also didn't add that.
Are you full initiative? Are you putting them all on initiative?
I have it's in spot weakness. So,
Spot weakness is better.
4.
Yeah, no, just leave it there. Leave it there. So yeah, you wouldn't have a bonus to initiative from it. Okay. So Riff, Buzzard, and Cam, you watch as she in one hand is holding an assault rifle, and in the other hand seems to be holding nothing. You watch in a flash as a strange knife appears in her hand, and she's holding it out like a wand. She walks over to who you know as Toggle, pushes a button on the side of the knife, and you watch as it fires it into his neck, and then you see electricity spark through him, and he falls to the ground unconscious. The dagger went in there enough that you're pretty sure, like, if it went into a person who wasn't as cybernetically augmented as he is, that would have been a kill shot. But you're pretty sure that she just shoved that in his neural port. That's her action.
Does she look like lucid, or does she look like crazy?
This
Or
is
does she look like
this
she's in
is the
control?
most serious person you've ever seen in your life. She walked over and precisely just shot a dagger from like a yard away into a person's neck at the exact right spot to go into a neural port. Like, the surgical precision that was implied there is something that you would greatly respect.
Okay, I just want to make sure I just trying to gauge if she's like psycho or if she's in full control and she's just like gonna be surgically taking people out one like.
She's not what you would consider standard psycho. It looks like her actions are very precise, but that does not mean she's not psycho. Psycho is not just like I'm crazy. It can be a many different kind of multivariate aspects.
She was type A before, now she's type AAA.
But yeah, that's all she does on her turn. It'll go to Riff.
Yeah, Riff's kind of like looking around. He sees her do that. He looks back at Cam, and he's like, "Run!" And then he starts running, I guess.
Keep in mind, Cam, looking at the situation, split second. Do you want to say anything to Riff before you start running, or are you just getting out of dodge?
Can I tell him to grab the laptop?
You can.
Grab the laptop.
Okay. Yeah, Riff will grab the laptop.
Okay. Bucket. You do not know what's going on the other side of the wall, by the way. Just the explosion.
So once I grab the laptop, can I move the rest of my movement?
Oh, you would hear grab the laptop, so that was definitely on the holo. So yeah, we're on open comms.
Okay, so I got a lot of shit. Can someone answer me if I say, do we need to leave?
Black Megan.
That's the answer. You're gonna see me. So I've already activated the Sandevistan. I'm gonna also activate the Miltech, the boost system as well.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see my ass disappear. 1, 2, 3. Where's the door? No, it's this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I get here before I take a run action.
See, I need Roll20 to or Cyberpunk team to work with Roll20 somehow, or another BTT. I just want to see it happen. Like, when you move the token, like, it actually shows like the tracer on it. That would be so dope.
So with one of my actions being a like run action, I can get to the door and already open it.
Yep.
And have still that's still like with action done everything.
So when you hit it and expect it to unlock, you realize that it's a bit more difficult and your action needs to be in electronic security. Roll it.
Okay, let me get to it.
What should have
18?
been yeah, perfect. What would have been just like a normal press on like the program if it was working correctly. Instead, it starts you back at the beginning, and you have to re-enter it, and you're like, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm fine, I'm super fast. And boom, it's open. And the door
You would hear
open.
me over comms go, doors open, go, go, go. Like,
Buzzard, Riff has the laptop, has grabbed it, shut it, and is running. Riff, imagine walking up to the devil herself, right? And she's busy. But when you kind of like reach up like a child going for the cookie jar, right? And like knowing mom's in the kitchen cooking up dinner, you slam that book shut and you look at her and you see her eyes like just stare right through you. And instead of locking onto you and keeping an eye on you, she turns back to the guy she's got. Buzzard, your turn, sorry.
Brother, that's giving you a sanctum run.
Buzzard will kind of clap his hands together, like he's praying, and do like a shallow bow. Ach, Fraulein, we must stop meeting like this. Look at the time, it's getting late. I must be going. Good night. And I'll do a run action. That's a thing, right? Like dashing?
Yeah. You move twice your speed.
So I guess that's 12, right?
Yeah, you bet. And if you're ever running in a straight path, like you're not running around corners, you can move 4 times your speed. So it doesn't modify. Like if you start and you have a straight shot, you can go 4 times your speed in a run.
Sorry, this is the door, right?
Uh-huh. Well, no, down here.
Y'all went pretty deep in that room.
Sorry, I had to keep the atmosphere. It's super dark and crazy looking. I love these maps. They're by a guy named Solution, and I think I'm gonna keep using them because they're cool.
Wait a second.
Brush ski past Carl and Mooney.
Shit.
I'm like power walking, like just
Full on. Like, yeah, I'm getting the cardio. Okay, Carl. You heard over your earbud phone, Black Megan, which again may not be something you as a player are familiar with.
Carl would be.
But Carl would be. Carl, or Chody, do you know who Morgan Blackhand is?
No.
Oh.
Hey.
Do you know who Adam Smasher is?
Do you know who Adam Smasher is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Morgan Blackhand fought Adam Smasher and
won.
Didn't lose. Yeah.
Well, let's go with didn't lose. Yeah, that's more accurate. Thank you, Chandler. Carl runs. You see that the door is open. Okay, Cam.
I'm gonna, just for flavor's sake, train my gun on the opening for cover. But
Yeah.
Flavor.
Mooney.
Sorry.
Skip Cam.
Cam, sorry, you get to go. Sorry.
It's like
No, you're stuck, bud.
measuring things out. And...
Oh, sorry. This is a really interesting fun fact. As you kind of lock onto her and you can see her like normal sight, what you're realizing is your camera is not collecting her face or body movements. It's basically blurring her out entirely. She has some sort of buffer that's not allowing her to be filmed.
Cool. Kind of like the collars.
Yeah, but not keyed to your cam, just keyed to her and...
Right.
Yeah. If you play the
So
video game, like the scabs have a mask that does it. It's kind of like a blur effect on their face.
And then it's an action, it's a double move, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. There?
Yep.
Huh.
Riff, as you...
Oh, it's Mooney's turn.
Yeah, Moody's still running.
Okay. I was just making sure we didn't skip his turn. My bad.
You're done moving, right, Chad?
Oh, I didn't do. I mean, we just skipped my turn entirely.
Oh,
but
no,
I guess,
I'm on it. I'm sorry, I'm on it. I thought you said, okay, I'm running. I apologize. I totally... Yeah.
Do the run.
Do the run.
No.
Or
But I mean, yeah,
okay.
if even Buzzard is like hauling ass, then yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we're all hauling
You
ass.
you saw Bucket blink out of existence to get away, like.
Yeah, Buzzard, like, he lifted his shirt and there was just a little red button on his hip that said nitrous. He just went, boop, and then took off. So, yeah, if he's leaving, Mooney's going to move as far as he can. He's not going to take the run action. He wants to kind of hang back just enough to cover Buzzard.
Okay.
Not going to leave him. He actually might want to talk to him about getting some new cyberware. But that is 6 squares. So he's going to go here. Can I, like, ready in action?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to ready in action, kind of aiming back towards the doorway with his very heavy pistol, and he's going to shoot anybody who's not one of his friends who comes through that door.
Perfect. On one, the guy, the Maelstrommer, yells, you fucking bitch! And then pulls out the most massive hand cannon you've ever seen. A Malorian Arms 3516.
Son of a fuck.
Points that at her, and then starts yelling, he tells me what to do! He tells me what to do! And then pulls the trigger. The shot fires, and you watch her, like, looking at him, standing over the guy, just ignoring him, just slam the handle of her dagger back onto the blade part, and then twist it, and it hits her. It hits her in the coat. You watch it hit her in her trench coat. It does not faze her at all. It is the biggest handgun you have ever seen in your life. She got shot point blank. She plugs her handle into the thing, lets the guy drop to the ground, electricity kind of playing from him, and then she moves towards the Maelstrom guy. You're running. You have it over your arm or under your arm, and you're moving as quick as you can. How much do you think you would be paying attention to what's about to happen?
I mean, he definitely would be keeping an eye on her as he's running.
Yeah,
he doesn't get murdered.
He pulls the gun out, and he shot it. And then when she gets closer to him, he kind of tries to tuck it in and shoot her in the face. She moves underneath that, and then you watch the barrel of the assault rifle slam up into his jawless body and head. Then you hear the 4-shot burst of the weapon, and you can see her hand coming up from nowhere after the shooting, grabbing the top of his head and pulling his skull off of his body, his spinal column coming with it. His body, this just wreckage of sparks, blood, and this white, oscillator fluid, just goes flying everywhere. After she's done with that, her eyes turn and look at you.
Holy shit!
Riff, you're up.
Yeah, I'm definitely running. Okay. Yeah, Riff will book it. And he can make it to there.
Okay.
And as soon as he gets up there, he goes, "Boys, she is coming! Run!"
Bucket, bolting?
Oh, it feels bad to bolt because I want my doc to live. If I go outside, is there any way I can look for a car, or is that way too much to do in that time, even with the sand?
Yeah, you can go out and start looking around. That's fine. What I will tell you is
100%.
What I will tell you is there are no cars near you.
Shit.
Yeah.
Man, even as a group, we're not killing her.
No, it's okay. So
I run.
You're outside and you look and you're running where? Are you running for somewhere where you can hide, or are you running for the train station to try and
train station? Station. And you said a straight line I can 4 times?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use every, so that's
Bucket
can move 40.
You had to come upstairs, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you have a second action. No, yeah.
No, I'm gone.
Yep. You are no longer engaged. Buzzard, you're running, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself. Carl?
I'm out and running.
Okay, you get out onto the surface?
Yeah.
Okay. Cam?
Would it be an action to take the laptop?
From Riff?
If I yes.
No.
Okay.
Lateral.
Then Cam is gonna move here.
Grab it.
And grab the laptop. Say, "Come on, catch up." And then I can go.
Do you hand it over, Riff, or do you hold on to it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For sure handing it over.
Mooney?
Hold on, wait. I can go. I can action move.
I know.
Go
keep
further.
moving.
Sorry, okay.
Keep moving. I don't need to be there for
It's too big.
that. Again, once everybody's in their places, she'll go, and then we'll just determine who's closest.
Mooney's gonna double move.
Okay.
Well, let me select my token for some reason.
I had to click in the upper right of it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So, with positioning as it stands, Riff being the furthest back, you do not hear anything, which is a bit concerning. However, Bucket, you're well past beyond. Anybody who's getting out of the door, you hear something moving around inside of the house, and then you watch the front door opens and Black Megan opens it up and is stepping out of it. She jumped up, back into the space, and walked out the door. She is not close enough to anyone to accost them, or she's not shooting either because she dashed, but she is basically not terribly far away from you. She has closed the gap. Riff, you do not know this, so you are rushing out the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm gonna activate the little bomb thing over here, but now I'll run.
Okay. So, because you are darting and you are out in a combat zone, I'm going to say that everybody gets out okay. Looks like you did a pretty good job in getting to the door in a relatively good pace. She wasn't able to plunge you back into the hole. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all turns and explain what happens next. Based on movements, it's looking like Riff and Buzzard are kind of equidistant for last place on the get the fuck out of Dodge. Is that fair to say, Steve and Brent? My brain did a dumb.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm huffing and puffing. I'm an old man.
Roll a d10, and whoever gets highest doesn't get shot.
Rift. No.
So,
Oh no!
those of you who are kind of towards the back can see her kind of like
don't worry, young blood.
like walking, but her speed is like relatively quicker than yours. She's not putting on a full run. You see her kind of looking around and like you feel like she's engaging the situation. She's determining some things. In one hand, she has the assault rifle she's been holding the whole time. In the other hand, she's just idly spinning the Malorian Arms 3516 that she just got. She puts that into her pocket, and then you see her pull out a very strange-looking Kang Tao Chow pistol, which is kind of like, it almost looks like an air gun, right? Pulls it out, fires one shot. It hits you directly in the back, Buzzard, and in the spine.
Why would she do that to you?
You feel like
It could be Professor X.
you feel like it is going to take hold. I need you to make a resist drugs and torture check, as it is attempting to
give him luck.
Is
Everyone
to seize you. Yeah, if you have luck, this is the time to spend it.
Yeah, we can spend it after.
Yeah, it's literally the end of the session. You do have a rocker.
Or are we
boy.
gonna like spirit bomb this?
Yeah,
shit?
we have a rocker boy, so we can just use it after.
The DV is 20.
Are we gonna?
Doesn't need it.
Okay.
Never mind.
I don't even need
got
it. I'd eat these drugs for breakfast.
You
You
are
guys don't even know how many old man pills I take every morning.
you are still slowed down, and you can feel like a deep, immense pain. Riff, you see that? Do you help him along, or do you just let him suffer?
I would help him along. You know, he
Okay.
helped me.
With Riff's help, Buzzard, and you know after the fact, with Riff's help, the only reason you got out of there was him. Because after about a minute of walking, you feel your legs get out from underneath you.
I was gonna say, for RP, you can say if it works or not.
Good.
But I was gonna let on my medical arm. I was gonna drop a finger, which reveals like an air hypo, and I was gonna put a stim
Yeah,
into myself.
yeah, absolutely. That's perfect. I love that. So yeah, and then Riff's like, "Come on, old man!" He's like carrying you along as the two of you kind of continue bolting off. She stops. She stops walking. She just does not follow you as you run into 6th Street territory. The gangers are out partying. You can hear them playing their rock music, mostly just old hat shit. So some of you are like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah," but others are like, "Yeah, this is that old shit. I like that new shit." You make it back to this train station. When you inspect the wound, obviously not you, Buzzard, because you can't look at your own back. But when Riff inspects the wound, you would see that the bullet hit and didn't penetrate. It lodged into his spine.
Oh. Yeah, I would have mentioned that to him. Like, hey, Doc, yeah, it's kind of stuck in here, bud.
Go into my metal bag. Get the tweezers. Just pull it out.
Okay.
As you're on the train and performing like triage on the train, because it's Cyberpunk.
I'll coach you through it.
Yeah, hell yeah. You got your phone out and you're trying to get like a look on it so you can tell him what to do. And when he starts to pull on it, you feel a very intense pain, and what you realize is that it is now basically bonded to your spinal column. Not the bone, like the nervous system inside. Like every time he touches it, you can feel it like pulling. And so what you realize is if he removes it in the current state of things, you'll basically paralyze yourself from probably like the neck down.
Never mind. Do not touch me. Do not.
No, I'll just ride. I guess I'm riding the train all the way back to the hospital.
Do you want to go to the hospital, or do you want to go to? You're going to the hospital.
I mean, I know there's another med tech, but I don't know if I've ever met Foxen.
Nope. But
So
I know
yeah,
that
I would just
Bucket has.
Bucket has.
Yeah. Me and Foxen got along quite well, actually.
I mean, if you know a guy.
Yeah. If he messages, I can message him.
Cam?
Yeah.
What about Cam?
I can't remember if Cam's met Foxen or not.
Yeah. Weren't you a part of the REO Meat Wagon crew? No.
Yeah.
You were on the sniper
no.
crew. You were on the sniper
No.
crew. That's right, because he got the sniper rifle, and you guys fought the super psycho. Yeah. With El Mano. Who's still one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I met Foxen not a lot, but enough in that I think we made a trade something.
Yeah.
Something happened where like I know Foxen in this game.
Yeah. So there's another doc, but again, you could also just go corporate. Entirely up to you how you want to roll.
I cover half your medical bills. We're partners.
Is corpo treatment, like hospital treatment, going to be like way more expensive than going to like an independent?
Yeah. If you don't have insurance, yeah.
I probably wouldn't have insurance, mostly because the thought of I can usually just fix myself. So, but for obviously something like this where I can't reach, I'll go to the independent. I'll meet Foxen.
Okay. So we'll
discuss. Wants to take me to his clinic.
We'll discuss that off camera in the Discord. That'll be kind of meta play there. The other part that will be meta play will be the discussion between Regina and Cam regarding pay and everything that is involved at the end game. What isn't going to be meta play is the pay. And the negotiations are not necessary because the amount I'm about to say per person is an insane amount for a day's worth of work. You're being awarded 3,000 eddies each for the job.
Buckets loaded. I
want to make sure you note something though. Everybody's character sheets had money deducted from it before today. The reason why I did that is because we are a month out from where we were. I took into account your living costs based on what you put as what you buy and eat, and also narrative beats that you kind of relate to me as to what you've been doing, which is why you haven't lost a bunch of money, Chody. You have basically the same.
Great. He has so much money because he just feels like he's poor and he can't use it.
Right. How do I spend this? It's all on credit chips. I have euro dollars. I want to spend them. I don't know how. You need a fixer. So talk to Joe. Foxen has been summoned, but we'll deal with that off cam. What I'm going to say though is currency-wise, that's been relayed to you, and then improvement points for this will be a total of 10. And yes, the one-shots will not be a huge amount, depending on what is happening with them. So this will be a good time to save up for the winter.
Where do you put improvement points?
There should be an improvement point spot on the right side of the sheet,
towards the
top. And for those watching, thank you for staying with us through this oneer. Definitely a very good one in my opinion. I thought I did really well.
You tried to kill us. You really did.
Oh yeah, Striga and Megan all in one session. I was like, yeah. And we'll discuss some things off screen that are kind of behind the scenes stuff, just so you kind of have an understanding of how Cyberpunk one shot.
She knows where we live, John.
She knows where Buzzard is at all times. What do you think that thing is? But yeah, we'll stop the stream.
I have a 100% chance of running into Megan when I hang out with these guys.
Every time Steve is on stream. No, we'll also be discussing what happens between you and me at in the meta as well. So
I'm sorry, John. How many improvement points did you say that was?
10.
Okay, so it currently says I have 0.
I'm moving towards killing the stream. So thanks for watching, folks.
I apologize.
See you next time.